Hello,
everyone.
My name
Is
Markiplier, and
I
am absolutely
pecked.
What?
You cut out. What did you say?
Pecked.
Oh, packed. Okay.
That
Yeah.
My
Pet
lizard
stole
everything.
from
my
Wife
and
Sonic
killed
my
lizard.
twice.
All right, good start.
Welcome, everyone, to Pixel Pulse, the only show that has existed so far in 2024 and 2025. There's been no other show to ever do this. Welcome into a brand new, fucking spanking new. We're 12 days into the year. It's brand new.
Woo, it's brand new.
And everything's already gone to shit.
New coming for you right now.
We'd also like to announce the dearly departing of our beloved friend, Melvin, who doxed himself on the last episode. After that last conundrum with doxing his own first and last name, he was decided to be murdered by the American Sign Languager. So he's no longer with us for only this episode.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Melvin.
Yep.
Rest in peace.
We will be bringing him back via voodoo for the next episode.
As we always do.
Yeah, every time.
As
every
we
single
always
time.
voodoo.
Voodoo?
Ooh, yeah,
Do.
You gotta do the voodoo.
Would you voodoo the doo-doo when it comes to doing the Melvin doo-doo?
Pixel Pulse! We're talking about voodoo doo-doo. Welcome to 2025 Pixel Pulse episode 9.
Guys, I'm tired. I'm tired of this year. Can we just move on?
Just skip
I'm tired. I'm
2025.
Quinn.
Hey,
Yeah.
you come here often?
Yeah, you looking kind of nice
sometimes.
over there.
But this is a show where we talk about video games. I know original concept. Sometimes we talk about things that aren't video games. Well, you know, I feel like my New Year's resolution for Pixel Pulse is we should let people know what our names are. Who are you?
Oh my god, who am I? I am Agari Uchu.
What about the guy on the Discord call? Who's that?
Oh yeah, no, this is Quinn from Quinn is Trash.
Oh, hits video game live stream Quinn is Trash. We're famous for his playthrough of Terraria and Minecraft.
Yeah, what?
Everyone knows you're the ultimate Minecrafterer.
You're a Minecraft YouTuber
all-
now.
That's all I
deem
do
you as
now.
such. Yeah.
I can't believe it. We're speaking to the real Quinn is underscore trash. I forgot an underscore in that name. Never mind.
The underscore is extremely important.
Yeah, Quinn underscore is underscore
Trash
You're on the
underscore.
podcast.
Yeah, if you don't include the underscores, it just pulls up League of Legends hate YouTube videos.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is that real? Or
Yeah. Yeah. Quinn is trash. That's true.
Jeff in the chat says, I don't think I've heard of any of you. Well, congratulations. You've heard of us now.
What an
And-
absolute liar.
Yeah.
Okay, you might not have heard of me, but can you do me a favor? Have you heard of Xenoblade? Please tell me you've heard of Xenoblade Chronicles at least. Like, I know it's fine if you don't know who I am, but do me a solid and have pre-existing knowledge about Xenoblade
And
Chronicles.
know about
please.
So I've got
please.
I've got a resolution for you for 25.
Who? Who's you? You is okay. You gotta use names because I can't see right now. We have Quinn pulled up on my TV, but I can't actually see. Well, first of all, there's no webcam, so like I don't know how you would point to either of us. But like you gotta use your words beyond you because there's two U's in this room right now. So
Yeah,
anyways,
I'll make sure
what's my
I'll do that with
resolution?
you. No, it's
Thank
going to
you.
be not find a way to bring up Xenoblade.
Well, you're gonna be really upset with this episode of Pixel Pulse because there was more Xenoblade Chronicles X announcements.
Oh my
Here
God.
we
Yep.
fucking. No, it's not actually my topic.
Yeah, fair enough.
But it will be.
You want to know what's crazy? I mentioned Xenoblade so much on my stream. So far, in all of the episodes of Pixel Pulse, none of my topics have deliberately been Xenoblade. So far. That's not going to always be the case, I promise you. But so far, we're 9 episodes in, and I've abstained for this long. So how much longer can I last before I just burst, you know?
I give it one
And
more
have
episode.
the whole show just be
Episode
you
10,
talking about it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do a solo episode of Pixel Pulse next week because no one else is going to want to talk about this more than me. So we'll just do a Pixel Pulse mini. We'll call it
Pixie Pulse.
Pixie
Well,
Pulse,
I've
where we
been
talk about
listening-
fairies.
I have been listening to all the Xenoblade music from all the soundtracks on Nintendo's app.
Oh yeah, all 0 of the games that are represented
yeah.
there. Yeah, that's I'm
caught up.
incredibly based of you to have done that.
I haven't used that app yet.
I mean,
Just
I don't think it's necessarily for you. I and even then, like as a Nintendo fan, like I don't even
I don't
think
think
it's
it's made for
me.
anybody. Yeah.
Like it's kind of cool to have like, oh, this week they're showcasing this game. All right, but like until they actually have like the majority of their game soundtrack library on that app, there's not really a lot of use for it. Like it's mostly just Switch games. There's still not a single 3DS game soundtrack
Really?
represented on that app.
Jeez.
What 3DS game would you even want to be represented on that?
About you life.
Kid Icarus Uprising?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the Pokemon games more represented, but that's
That'd
just
be
me.
cool. New Leaf. I mean, yeah. I guess most of the music that you would want in New Leaf is in New Horizons, but
It is.
but before we get into our topics, you know, I just want to say, you know, thank you both of you for joining me today. Welcome to the new year. What did you guys do for your New Year's and Christmas? Because we haven't had an episode since before Christmas of last year. So just how was your Christmas? How was your New Year's? How was your holidays? Tell me all about. Quinn, you go ahead and start.
Christmas was good. We had 3 to go to.
Yeah.
It was kind of like we went over to my mom's, then we went over to my aunt's, and then we had one here. So the baby got spoiled. This was the year where the baby finally could open gifts. So like he
How
got
old is your
spoiled.
baby?
He's
right?
about a year and 6 months.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we gave him like almost all of it was just for him. I got a new keyboard, which is really nice. I got the Corsair Case 70 Pro Mini, which has been an absolutely good keyboard.
I don't know keyboard brains like that, but based of you anyways.
It's my first wireless keyboard, and it's been nothing but great.
Are wireless
then,
keyboards like as fast as like wired?
They're way better now.
Are they?
Yeah.
We are to the point in technology where it's almost unnoticeable to the common gamer.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, because I've been dealing with cables because I've been told that they're more responsive. But
They are, but we've gotten to the point nowadays, like how Quinn just said with technology. Like I use everything wireless now. My mouse is wireless, my keyboard's wireless, my headset's
and you play a lot of shooters, so it would be most important for you. So
Yeah.
and I don't really play that much. So
I don't know. Me playing Path of Exile really it matters being responsive, but
Yeah. But if you're playing like those esports titles that you know, like a split second
games
in,
that
like,
matter.
Yeah, games that matter.
Like Left 4 Dead.
But yeah, I mean, if you're playing games that are like esports titles, like League of Legends, stuff like that, where those key press inputs are very valuable, it's gotten to a point nowadays to where a lot of pro players actually use some wireless keyboards just because of how responsive they are and how close and like we won't go into the nitty gritty of it because Quinn and I will talk about it all day long. The specs of like keyboard switches and different types of keyboards, this, that, and the other. We could talk about it all day long. But yeah, I'd say if you want to get like a wireless keyboard, go for it because you could find a pretty good. I bought one off of Amazon that's $65 and it's like perfect.
okay. Good to know.
Yup. And mine was on sale for like 65 too at the
Just
time.
because
So
I know the stream can't see this, but Austin, just look over here and look at all these fucking cables. Like, if I can get rid of a couple cables over here, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, I could definitely benefit that. Or you could definitely.
I would say,
no, it's only you.
In the most unproductive manner, Agari, if you can explain how the cables look.
It looks like a jumbled up, like when you drain pasta and the spaghetti is just sitting in the bowl.
Hey, the Tarzan level from Kingdom Hearts 1? It looks like that.
It's a binary.
Yeah.
And as far as New Year's went, I'm going to hold off on that for 2 seconds and let Agari go next for Christmas, because Agari and I spend New Year's together.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you wanted to move on to Agari to explain Christmas, that'd be productive that way.
Explain Christmas to me.
Explain Christmas.
What happened on Christmas Day? Did you ruin Christmas?
Yes,
My sister did.
Yeah. Oh. There's a little deep-seated trauma there.
It's for the record, it's an in-joke. Every year, it's an in-joke that my sister ruined.
Okay.
Anyways, go on.
So,
she literally ruins it.
Yeah, actually.
I had 2 Christmases this year, not my normal 4 that I usually have. So
why is that?
Just because family issues on the wife's side. The grandparents are really old. They are. I won't get into that, but
fair.
We usually have like 4 Christmases. This year we managed to go down to 2. So I had my mom's Christmas, and that went really well. Had some fun stuff, got some good stuff, got some new records. I like to collect
like vinyls.
Like vinyls. I like to collect some really nice vinyl records every once in a while to get some, because if I find an album that I really, really, really like, I tend to get it on vinyl, but I also tend to get like special editions of those vinyls. So like I get like, I don't know, this last one, or last 2 that I got, one of them is a silver opaque vinyl record, and it's like, it's got shiny like glitter in it and shit, and it looks super good. But I got a couple records. I didn't get too much else. I mean, I didn't really ask for much this year. It was like, I'll just take a couple things here and there. That headset, that wireless headset that I'm talking to you about is actually a Christmas gift. I got that as well. But yeah, a couple records, it was it. A couple records, had a good time with my mom. Had 2 dinners. So the one with my mom and then the one with my step grandma. Yeah, my step grandma's dinner, and that one was pretty fun. We had a white elephant gift, and we do white elephant every year at that family. So this year, we brought 2 white elephant gifts instead of us just conglomerating into one. This year we brought 2. And 1 year, sorry, I'm messing with my laptop. 1 year, we did the white elephant gifting, and the way that it works is that there's like 10 of us that all come together for the holidays, and you get a playing card, 1 through 10. Or for those who are actually aware, it's ace and then 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever.
Yeah.
But you get a card, and
I played Outrro. I know what aces are.
you get these cards, and then that's your turn. So whatever, if I was like number 4, I'd be number 4 in line. The way that it's played is that you can steal gifts from one person, but if that person steals your gift, you cannot steal the gift back.
Right.
So, and then it could be stolen a maximum of 2 times before the gift cannot be stolen anymore. So, this year we brought some, I don't know, it was like some bath bombs and stuff like that we had just lying around. And then the other gift was some sort of, I can't remember what it was. It was something cheap that we had, and we're just like, we don't want it anymore. But 1 year, it wasn't this year, I think it was last year, my step grandmother threw her gift in there, and it was a heavy gift, and somebody got it, and they're like, ooh, this feels heavy. What's in here? And they opened it up, and the box was taped shut, so they had to cut it open and everything. And it was a full-grown squash in there.
There you go. That's how you do Christmas right.
Yeah, but
see, we do that over at my aunt's house, and I ruin it because every year I just do Nerf guns.
Oh, you ruin Christmas too?
Yeah, I do Nerf guns. Last year, my like 90-year-old grandmother got them.
That's funny.
It was great. She had no idea how to even open the box. It was awesome.
Did she use it, do you think? Did she secretly like start a Nerf gun collection?
She started shooting her children, yes.
Great.
Other than that, yeah, Christmas wasn't too bad. Sorry, reading chat here. Opponent Jeff says, time to bring in the 15-pound sphere of pure iron.
It's got high sell value.
Yeah, right. But yeah, Quinn and I spent New Year's together. We went to a little karaoke bar.
Yeah.
We hung out there. We had a good time. We were hanging out with Melvin too.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
he
Melvin
came
was
out.
there.
Yep. But we were all
And
hanging
then he
out.
died.
And then he died. Yeah, on the spot.
We ran across the sign language lady there who was like really, really drunk.
Yeah.
And she just stabbed him right in the middle of the floor.
Yeah, just in the middle of the floor. Everyone was all like, "What the hell?" And then
Yeah.
we're like, "Oh no, it's okay. We'll bring it back via voodoo."
Wait a minute. But the way Quinn was telling the story to me was when he got stabbed, everyone just started clapping.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember that. I don't
Yeah.
know. I might have been drinking a
Yeah.
little too much. You can't see it in chat, but Quinn is over here dying.
I muted, man.
But everyone just started clapping, you know, yeah, like everyone was just, whoa! But yeah, Quinn, Melvin and I, we all hung out at this bar and we just did some karaoke.
I didn't do a damn thing.
Yeah. I mean,
I sat back and ate cheese curds the whole time.
Yeah, no, those cheese curds were good. And the fried pickles and the fries, they were good. They were all good. That place has good food. But we hung out, we stayed for the ball drop. And then my wife and I left because she was a little sick. So, but they hung out for a little bit after that. It was a good time. We had some fun. I thought it was all right, at least. I thought it was pretty chill.
Yeah. It was pretty damn cool.
What'd you and Melvin's corpse do after Austin left, Quinn?
You don't want to know. Actually, ironically, and I'm not going to go too far into it because I'm not going to like give away names, places, or nothing like that. But Agari's mom showed up.
Yeah, at like what 2 a.m.
Was
as we
that
were
planned
leaving,
or just a coincidence?
well, originally it was.
Which one? Originally it was which one?
So she had called me earlier in the night saying that she was going to come out to the bar and hang out with us.
Okay.
She never showed up. She never answered my phone calls. And I was like, okay, whatever. But by the time that she had called me the first time, she was already fucking gone.
Okay.
So we were like, okay, whatever. So ball drops, you know, we're like, hey, we're going to go for the night, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then, so here's my mom's side of the story. They leave from their friend's house at like 1:45-ish, and they're on their way home in the lift.
Mm-hmm.
And so my stepdad was like, if you know how bad my mom gets, Quinn. But my stepdad, no comment. That's fair. But my stepdad was like twice as worse.
Okay.
And so they were in the lift on the way back home, but they were passing this bar, the bar that we were all hanging out at.
Yeah.
And he leans over and starts screaming at the lift driver. And he's all like, drop us off here. This is where we want to be. And so the lift driver's like, okay, like whatever, I'll take you here. And so they go to the bar, they get dropped off there, and then they started hanging out with, you know, they caught them on the way out.
Yeah.
And then Melvin stuck around for a little bit. They started hanging out with Melvin. And then oh, poor Melvin.
He's such a good dude. He'll hang out with anyone.
So they
He was
started
on his
hanging
way
out
out
with
and he walked right back in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And because I had my phone muted because everything, I was getting pinged everywhere. You know, New Year's, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm trying to get some sleep. So I had my phone muted.
Sorry, I was one of those people.
It's okay. I had my phone muted. I didn't realize that Quinn had called me on the phone.
Yeah.
At that time, and then Melvin had sent me a picture of my mom, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And so the next day, I had to go take my mom out to go get my stepdad's truck at the friend's house, which wasn't super far down the road. But she was like, dude, here's the situation. So they get to leave the bar. I think it was like closing time around 3 a.m. Of course, they're leaving. They're kicking everyone out. And Melvin's getting ready to leave. And then they wait for their Lyft driver to come back. And then my stepdad starts yelling at Melvin. He's like, Melvin, get your ass in this car right now. And then they take him to their house. And
what?
Yeah. So they take
Didn't
him.
Melvin drive himself to the bar?
He did. But
Was he drunk though?
Melvin was not, no.
Oh, okay.
But was he? He better not have been.
he was fine. He was fine.
Okay. But so he got abducted into the lift and they took them back to their house. Yeah. And then my mom passed out just because she was tired.
Right.
And Melvin and my stepdad hung out for a good couple hours, but he was still really messed up, my stepdad.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point he had completely fallen into his drum set that he has in one of the rooms.
Your stepdad has a drum set?
Yes,
Okay.
he's got a whole music room.
Okay, cool. Bass.
But he had walked in there, I think to show Melvin something or other, and had fallen into his drum set. He didn't damage anything, but he had fallen just into it.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, I just practically babysat him until 5 a.m. And then my mom woke up at like 9, and then they were both passed out in the living room on the couch. And then Melvin woke up at like 2 and got a ride to go get his car from the bar. So it was a whole catastrophe. I know. Sorry for the little tangent. That's usually nothing I don't talk about, but holy shit. What a story.
Yeah. And he did all of this after being stabbed. Is that crazy?
Yeah, I know. It's nuts. His corpse is just awesome, man.
And now he's finally getting the rest he deserves while he recovers.
Yes.
What, death?
Death means nothing to him.
Nothing.
Well, shit. My Christmas and New Year's isn't nearly on that level, but I'll try to follow that up with what happened. I had also 3, kind of 4 to go to. My girlfriend and I did Christmas like a weekend before or so. Just because Christmas was in the middle of the week this week, and we didn't want to open the things that we gave like each other, like while I was at like my dad's or like at like my Friendsmas or whatever.
Yeah, just real quick.
Yeah.
Quinn also got me a gift. He got me a new mouse pad. Super cool, and I still use that mouse pad, and I love that mouse pad.
Based.
Oh, the lightsaber one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to
No,
interject.
it's okay. I got 2 Monados for Christmas this year. My girlfriend got me a Monado for Christmas in a very long, inconspicuous box that was just really, really long. It looked like a piano, like electric keyboard box. It was like really long and big. I was like, what even is this? And when I saw it under her tree, she was like, oh, that's for one of my roommate's boyfriends. I was like, okay, I didn't really think about it. And then and then we did our just us opening, and she's like, oh, by the way, this one was for you. I lied. And then I opened it, and it was a Monado like styrofoam sword, and I was like, that's cool. And then we did Christmas with my dad, and then another Christmas with my mom, and then we did Christmas with my with Megan's folks. And then we also did like a Friendsmas with our good friends Fish, Ellie, and Tony. And when I went over to Fish and Ellie's house, they also got me another replica Monado that's similar, but not quite the same one. It's a little smaller. It's a little smaller, but size doesn't matter. And my favorite part about it was that instead of making it an inconspicuous box, they wrapped it in the shape of the Monado itself. So that way, when they brought out the present, I would instantly know what it was. And when they did that, I just turned to my left and just stared at Megan for like 30 seconds, because we had already done our opening like prior, and she stared back at me, and it was funny though. I'm keeping them both because I actually really love it.
Yeah, one's just bigger than the other. I think the smaller one has a little bit more detail, but
yeah. So based on that front, my dad got me the new TV that Quinn is very large on right now. It's a 4K TV. I've never had a 4K screen before.
It's a very nice TV.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast. Sorry.
And other than that, I got some clothes. I got, some digital codes. I got like Tetris on my Switch. I've been playing Outrro, the game that I said at the last episode. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to ever get that game. Turns out I got it. Became very addicted. And before the end of the year, now our Game of the Year podcast, where I said what my number one game of the year is now outdated. Because now it's Outrro was my game of the year last year. God damn it. It became a problem for me. It's a really good thing that game doesn't involve any real money, because it would have turned into a gambling addiction for sure. I don't get it. It's just like poker with like some additional like roguelike elements with the Joker system. But man, oh man, is Outrro a good ass game? And I was playing it today and got really mad because I did a seeded run. Like, you can enter in a run with a seed code, and I entered in the seed like Outrro or whatever. I just like entered the name of the game as the seed, and I played it through, and I won the run because I was trying to get some like unlocks for like winning runs on certain difficulties. But the goddamn game doesn't count the run if it's a seeded run for whatever reason.
What?
So I didn't know that it was going to be like a run that could have possibly won, but like I played that thing all the way to the end. I did a good job, and it didn't give me my fucking green steak difficulty. I'm mad.
God damn it.
Damn.
But other than that, had good Christmas. New Year's, there was a lot of Jackbox, and the one where you draw the shirts.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a lot of Ellie drawing nude Eggman and pissing on the moon and stuff like that. So we had a really, really good time at New Year's as well. So
that's good.
It's nowhere near the craziness of Austin's story, but
yeah. I mean, originally we didn't even have any plans.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was actually Quinn's wife that was like, "Hey, you want to go to the karaoke bar?" And we were like, "Oh yeah, why not?"
Yeah, I've done New Year's for like the last 3 or 4 years with Fish and Ellie and Tony, like every year, and their other friends that they bring along as well. It's pretty fun.
That's good.
I enjoy. But anyways, 30 minutes into the show, are we ready to tell the good people about our show, Pixel Pulse, and like let them know why they're here?
Yeah.
Nope.
Believe it or not, this isn't just about, my crazy life experiences or
the stabbing of
Melvin. We can start it off. Yeah. Are we all good, I think?
Quinn, anything else to add?
Yes.
I guess.
All right, Quinn, go ahead and lead us in with your topic of the day.
Well, it kind of goes hand in hand. Normally on Pixel Pulse, right? Everybody talks about the game they've been recently playing, but I guess I'm going to make it the topic because I've been playing only this game. But that's Path of Exile 2.
Base.
Yeah. Wow.
Based
The only thing I've been touching is the thing I want to talk about all the time. Wow. Primarily, it was just kind of like state of the game, how it's been going. Lots of improvements being done. I'm actually pulling up the website right now just to have it up because they did just drop some new information. Let me pull it up real quick. It's taken 10 million years to load because I've got Gabe up, I've got chat up, I've got I'm not going to say anything else I've got up.
It's got a couple of incognito tabs.
It's his homework folder.
Yeah, let's go, boys. No, actually, this whole time I've been trading on Path of Exile on their website.
Have you?
Yeah, only on the website though.
Shit.
But as far as it goes, where the fuck is it? Patch notes. There we are. So they just had another hot fix, and this solved my problem that I had with the game, which was, and a lot of people apparently, the game was crashing while people were streaming. And then
so
not
they did
just
fix that.
crashing, but that's what they said, and it didn't happen for the 8 hours I played it yesterday. So,
Okay.
yeah, I think it fixed the problem, but it was freezing for everybody. It was
So-
freezing like the whole PC. Only thing you can move was your mouse, and only in the game you can move the mouse.
So, okay, listen to this, big boy. You ready for this?
What?
I don't know what the fuck this game is. I said based, but I actually have no idea what this game is. Can you explain to me the premise of the game? Path of
It's an
Exile 2.
ARPG.
All right, well, thanks for that. All right, go on.
There we go. It's pretty similar to like Diablo style like ARPGs.
Okay.
Loot system's pretty much the same. I would say it's leaps and bounds above Diablo 4 right now.
Yeah.
Even in the state that it's in, it's only got 3 acts, and I would say it's more enjoyable than Diablo 4 was.
What about the Diablo mobile game that everyone loved?
We ain't gonna talk about that.
Well, you guys don't got phones?
No.
Yeah.
Remember when he said that at E3? That's the only thing I know about that game is that exec was like, "What? You guys don't like phone, or you guys don't got phones?" When like the crowd booed him.
Jeff, I would almost say that the reason why you are better at me than it right now is probably, I haven't checked just to prove this wrong or right, but I can guarantee you've played the game like 4 times longer than I have now.
Yeah,
When Jeff gets into a game, he gets into a game.
Yeah.
Like he had this whole thing with Call of Duty, the new Black Ops that came out, where he was like getting things that I had never even knew existed. He's like, "Oh, here's some hidden wild cards." I'm like, "What?" But yeah, they fixed a ton of bugs recently that were like making modifiers not apply, and like they're fixing a lot of shit. They're like the minion class, like the witch, which is big thing for me right now. That's what I'm running. Got like 3 or 4 things fixed on it because nobody cared, because it's a toxic build. It really is. It makes the game easy mode. But yeah, most of it was all related to crashes. So it's like they, in their exact words, fixed a buffer underflow client crash. That's what the problem was, where it was like using too much memory at once. I don't know if it was like because of like the multi-threading or what of the game, but it was causing like GPUs to just pretty much like stop on the spot whenever you tried loading up a new map.
Which
so
thankfully I didn't experience.
Yeah, it's because you've got a good PC.
Hey, your PC's not bad.
It's not bad. It's just Frankenstein's monster. So
yeah, kind of.
It's good enough to do what I need it to do, and that's all that matters to me.
The only ARPG I've played is there was a Diablo game on PS Vita. Do either of you know which one that was? I got a Vita once for Christmas when it like first came out, and or maybe it was on the original PSP. I'm not sure, but regardless, I got a PSP for Christmas, I think, unless I'm just misremembering this memory. And I distinctly remember playing Diablo for like I don't know, like an hour or 2, and then like I was a stubborn kid who was like, "No, I like only Nintendo games. I don't want to play this PlayStation shit." And so I unfortunately was an ornery piece of shit and returned the Vita. But I kind of regret that. But I seem to remember playing a little bit of like a Rayman game, and I thought I played some Diablo as well. But maybe I'm mistaken.
And see, my ARPG came in at...
You both had like this facial reaction of, I don't remember there being a Vita Diablo. So I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
I never had a Vita, so...
Everything that I'm seeing about a Diablo port for Vita is like hacked in for like a program called Devolution X.
No, I thought it was like an official version. Maybe I haven't, and I just projected that into my brain. I truthfully don't remember that much, but I have very little experience with ARPGs, is what I mean to say, and that's like my only experience with the game. Maybe I played it on a PS system at some point. I'm not really sure. Like an actual was it on PS4?
I think I think 4 was on the PlayStation 4 because I don't even think up until 3 that they had it on PC only. And then 4 came out. And
I seem to recall it being Diablo 3 specifically, but
Oh
no.
I started on. This is gonna probably piss off a lot of people if they listen to this, but I started off on Diablo 3.
I'm so angry.
Yeah, no, because that's like been deemed like the downfall of that series was 3. It was very simple, very easy. But I did end up playing 2 and beating through 2 once the remastered version came out. And that was a lot of fun. But I've been playing Path of Exile 1 since like that release date, like 10 years ago, on and off. And I never really beat it. But Path of Exile 2 like was announced, and I was heavily into that. So I've been nonstop playing it since day one. It's been a lot of fun. I still haven't beaten the game because I only play when I'm streaming. I don't get a whole lot of free time to game. I'm kind of a casual gamer now. We're gamer dadding it up, but even from a casual perspective, it's been pretty paced and pretty good.
He's the G dad.
Just started getting into the trading system as of yesterday, and I have never seen. Like besides like Blizzard, like World of Warcraft was like this, but the trading system online is crazy. There are so many people in this and doing it. It's just insane. It's almost overwhelming. But thankfully they just updated their website for the trade to be a little bit more streamlined. So I'm just busy on that. I'm still working on it. I'm buying and selling shit for higher than I bought it for because I'm a little dickhead. It's been pretty good. Profit, baby.
Yeah, profit, maybe.
Outside of that, the only other thing that I have input wise for Path of Exile 2 is they need to change up some of the bosses. I can't be the person talking about this because my build that I am dies really easy. So the big issue, Gabe, since you wanted a little bit more info about this, the biggest issue a lot of people are having with Path of Exile 2. And I'm saying a lot of people. There are some people, Jeff, that aren't having much issues.
God gamer in chat right now.
A lot of the bosses and a lot of the mini bosses have moves that one-shot kill no matter what.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the game is heavily reliant on dodge rolling, so it kind of feels like a Souls-like in that aspect, where you just got to get good and just learn how to dodge shit, right? And they also need to make the Bog Witch drop her shit. Yep, that's true. We're still waiting on that. But as of the moment, they haven't really changed much of that up, sadly. So my build is already squishy. Like I didn't put anything into health. I didn't put anything into energy shield. I'm not a strong, buffy bulk build. So I've been just dying one shot from anything. So I can't be the guy who can bring that up. I don't know if you've been having that problem, Agari.
No, for me, when I play it, I've just been kind of having not like a bad time, but just kind of I don't get steamrolled, but it's a difficult game. It's not the hardest game to play, but if you want a challenge, you got a challenge. You're gonna have a time. Sorry, you're gonna have a time just making sure that you're getting things done. You're gonna have a lot of questing, a lot of story. It's very mainstream, very streamlined. If you want to follow the story, you can, and then there's like some side acts here and there that you can fall off into and just get stuff done, grind for loot. It's basically just, yeah. Opponent Jeff says I'm only at 4 times more energy shield than health, which is insane, by the way. But
it's pretty good.
Yeah. It's just it's not gonna hold your hand, but it's a fun grindy game. Because when I play it to kind of just, I guess this is kind of weird to say, but like I numb out when I play it, and I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I'm just grinding, man. I'm killing people, killing mobs and animals and whatever. There's no PvP.
I'm just trying to beat the game.
Yeah, no. And so there's this thing too that Quinn is in. I'm not in yet. Jeff has definitely gone through it like multiple times, but
yeah, he's already in game.
Yeah, there is cruel mode. So when you finish all 3 acts, it restarts all over again.
Yeah,
but harder. So
Yep,
you get
like
Act
way
1, 2, and
harder.
3.
Like everything doubles in like damage and health. It's they put you back at the intro area where you're supposed to learn how to play the game before you go into the main town, and even then, I can see some people having a hard time with that, even fully built from the end game from the first 3 acts. So like, luckily I had Jeff with me, and we just kind of like ran it. But even then, like that, the first like tutorial boss before you go into town, like almost one shot me.
It gets
Like,
difficult.
it was pretty brutal.
I sometimes I have to spend, like, this last boss that I just fought was not the bog witch, but it was I can't remember her name, but it was some sort of witch. It was in the marsh. I can't remember what area it was. I can't tell you exactly, but I fought her at least 15 times until I finally got her, because
You said Act 3?
make sure. Yes, Act 3.
It wasn't the twins, right?
No, not the twins. It was before that, I think. I don't know. I'm not super far into Act 3.
Kabbalah?
Kabbalah? I think her name started with an A.
Oh. Yeah, you got me there.
The one witch that goes around in a circle on her little broomstick shit and brings up the bone walls.
Yeah.
Her. That
one's rough.
witch. Yeah. She fucking sucks. I fought her 15 times, and I finally beat her. But, you know, like, there's so much shit when you start getting into it, because that is the bog witch. Okay, thank you, Jeff.
Yeah.
But as soon as you start getting into that kind of stuff, you know, like, there's a whole bunch of, you gotta dodge roll all the time now. You gotta make sure you're watching out for AoE attacks all the time. You gotta make sure you're watching out for minions all the time. Like, there's a lot. And it can, if you're not kind of used to that, it can overstimulate you a little bit, and you get lost, and you become a little bit confused.
I would say my only true complaint about the game, and this is just personal opinion, because, like, again, I'm used to like Diablo 3 and Path of Exile 1, 2 allowed you to do this, but I wish I could zoom out more.
Yes, I agree.
A lot of the times that I have died, and I can probably count it on like 50 sets of hands, right? The amount of times that I have died to something off screen hitting me from off screen and me not being able to telegraph it is way too many times. Like, there's so many bosses that like just partially go off screen. Like when you're in the giants area and you fight the giant on that platform that does all the fire damage. If you go too far to the side on the platform, not only will you just clip off the platform and die, but you can also get killed by most of his attacks without knowing that he's doing them.
Yeah.
Which for a minion user like me, I'm across the platform trying not to fucking die.
Yeah.
And then you've got like, there's in Act 3, you eventually fight this crazy gorilla dude with this giant tree trunk, and when he smashes it, it makes like this big line in front of him of death that will one shot you, and he goes off screen a lot and does that. So
yeah, he does.
I would say that if I could zoom out a little bit more, that would solve that problem entirely.
Yeah, just a better like field of view in that game, I feel like would add much more to it too. Because with like the Diablo games, you can zoom out pretty far, or like
pretty
the game's
damn
already
far.
Yeah, it was pretty zoomed out. So
And even
like, in the
PoE 1,
game.
you could zoom out pretty hard in PoE 1.
I'm pretty sure that's like a lot of people's complaint about the second one too. Is just can we zoom out, please?
Yeah, the true solution to this is just run warrior and not give a fuck. Tank hits better.
Yeah, I'm running sorceress, and I just started a warrior with a couple friends, and it's so weird going from distance fighting to being up in their face.
Yeah, I thought about going mercenary sometime soon, because mercenary sounds like a lot of fun. Grenades are cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's really my input on the game. They're doing really good. They're very responsive to their community. And like their early access notes, the whole area that you can go for the forum is just constantly abuzz with like people with like ideas for hot fixes, and then lo and behold, like a week later, they'll have that included in their hot fix. So they're listening to their community, except for all the ones that are complaining about zooming out the camera more.
Zoom out the camera. Do it.
But yeah, there's been, I won't go into it, but there's been a whole issue with with Mr. Elon Musk regarding his gaming on Path of Exile, and him getting called out. But I'll save that. That's really all the input I got, though.
Chat, can we get a fake gamer in chat?
I will put it in there.
Just write my name. I'm not a gamer, so just write GabrielSurgeVA, and then you'll be good.
Yeah, Spark notes. Person who claims to be MLG gamer went live and proved he wasn't in fact an MLG gamer.
All right. Well, if that's all we got for that, then I think we're ready to move on to topic 2. Is that all right?
I think we're good.
Quinn, are you going anything else to say then, Quinn?
Good. Gotta hit him with that. Gotta hit him with that cat in the bathtub gup.
Gup. All right. Well, lads, I don't know if you have been on the internet within the last 2-3 months.
What?
But did you know that within the fiscal year ending in March 31st, 2025, Nintendo is going to make an announcement that there's going to be a successor console? Did you know that?
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry for laughing. I'm sorry to cut you off. Just every time I hear, did you know? Like, all I think of is like fucking all them TikTok videos that are like brain rot, and it just always starts with, did you know?
Yeah.
Did you know?
Did you know?
Did you know that the reason why amiibos are made of plastic is not because they wanted to become cheese, but it is because plastic is a more efficient material.
And they're just completely nonsensical.
Yeah, and that's where I thought you were going to go when you said, did you know? I thought it was just about to like break down mentally.
Just have a full mental breakdown.
Yeah. No.
Anyway, sorry for cutting you off, man.
No, it's good. So, yeah, Nintendo is going to announce they have another console on the way, if you can believe it or not.
Wow.
That's the Switch is now this year going to be 8 years old
Already?
2017 to 2025 is 8 years.
I'm old.
It's
about 8 years. Yeah.
Yeah, it's for sure going to be at least 8 years old before the next console comes out, which I believe is like the longest there's ever been
a dry spell
for at least Nintendo consoles. I'm pretty sure Xbox and PlayStation usually do like what their longest gen was, like maybe 6 years. So 8 is insane, especially because the Switch was never that powerful. And I have been like clamoring for something new to come out. And so what does Nintendo do when they want to release a new console within this year?
Well, they don't say shit.
They don't say shit, and so instead, everyone else says shit. And now, normally, I am the biggest rumor skeptic on the block. I don't believe shit that people put, because I've seen some pretty convincing, like, smash leaks that turns out to just be someone who's really good at CG animation. No, like... The Switch 2 is out there. Like we know basically everything there is to know about it from everyone except Nintendo. So many third-party like manufacturers are like putting out whole trailers. There was even like a tech like con, like
CES,
like
I think
CES, yeah, that was like last weekend, and the Switch 2 was there.
Yeah,
by not the official Switch 2, but like a third-party like accessory manufacturer had a mock-up of the Switch in public show floor space. And like the Nintendo lawyers never like they're either doing a shit job or like this is all just like part of their plan to get people to talk about it. Like, why isn't Nintendo saying something? I don't know.
It's either a big shitstorm or a big marketing scheme.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, we've seen a lot of different leaks. Between you two, how much have you seen? Because I follow this a lot, but like, what have you guys seen from the Switch 2? There's some interesting stuff in here.
I have tended to make fun of anybody who comes out on YouTube and predicts anything for Switch or Pokemon, because I have found that almost 99% of the time it is wrong. I pulled it up just to see. I pulled up I just did this recently, like a year ago, like almost 2 years ago. All of the Switch predictions. I looked Switch predictions up. I put the filter on for that period of time, and there were so many people that were like, oh, Switch is coming out 2024. It's going to be called the Switch 2 because it's the second Switch. It was almost like brain rot how vague all the predictions were, in case they were partially wrong. They could still be like, oh, it wasn't. So I've stopped putting any stock into any kind of leaks. And as far as hearing about any Switch 2 news, the only thing that I found was there was an article on it that I saw a week ago, where there was some messages going back and forth between some of the CEOs of Nintendo actually complaining that they didn't like the way the Switch 2 was turning out.
I haven't seen that myself, but what I have seen from the Switch 2, I posted one in our gaming outlet Discord that we talk to each other in. But did you see that one of the Joy-Cons has what's it called?
It's an optical sensor.
An optical sensor, and almost like a trackpad,
like a mouse.
Yeah. Basically, it would be able to function as a mouse. On I think it was the left Joy-Con. So we've seen that, and the reason why I'm willing to believe these, because normally, again, I would be such a skeptic, is I could try to show some of the images, but I don't have them all on hand, admittedly. Someone in chat just posted this image of the motherboard, which has been revealed, and it's yep, that looks
like a motherboard.
Looks like a legit motherboard. And basically, from what we can ascertain, is it's a little bit more powerful than a base PS4, which is okay,
which is twice as good as a Switch.
It's twice as good as a Switch, but it's, some
Still
people
behind.
were like, oh my god, this thing's gonna be as powerful as a PS5. It was never gonna be as powerful as a PS5. But
matter of fact, I think the only time that a Nintendo product came up to par with anything that was surrounding it, competition wise, was the GameCube, because the GameCube and the PS2 had a lot of similar games too.
Up until the GameCube, Nintendo used to lead a lot in hardware. The N64 was infamously more powerful than the PS1. The GameCube, of course, was more powerful than the PS2 in a lot of ways, but that one suffered because of the small discs. So while this GameCube was technically more powerful, you couldn't put nearly as much data on the discs. So it ended up kind of more or less being kind of the same.
And there was some jokes on that too, what was it? Metal Arms glitch in the system, right? It's an obscure fucking game, but it ran the best on the game. It ran better than the Xbox ran it.
Obscure game,
which was crazy.
Kind of this is a little bit of a side tangent just to interject in there, but because I had scrolled through the Discord, I had completely forgot that they had released the Wii build for the canceled Star Wars Battlefront 3 game.
Oh yeah.
I played that shit, and I mean, I played it as much as I could, because obviously it's built for the Wii. You want to try to play it with a Wii controller and stuff like that, and a Wii nunchuck. I didn't have that set up for my PC, but the only way that you could play it is through emulation. And I watched people play it. There was a whole storyline. There was a whole everything for it. It was just it was lost media for such a long time, and then just some random archive group found it, and they were like, hey, we're Free Radical Archive, or not Free Radical, it was someone else, but they were like, hey, we're this archive, we're just going to go ahead and upload it for everyone to play, and you know what, fuck it, we'll push updates out for the game, we'll start making the game playable for you guys, because everything, it had a whole storyline, it had multiple ground to space combat scenarios, which is super insane, and it was just a super really interesting piece of media that I never thought that I would experience in my lifetime.
Yeah,
it's super cool. I know this is kind of like a side tangent.
Yeah, that was when did I post that in there? That
that was the 19th of last year.
Okay.
So it's a little dated, but
Yeah,
But
that was still a cool discovery.
So the Switch 2, I guess, I don't know if it's going to be up to par with its competitors as far as like performance.
Well, here's the way I look at the Switch 2. We've seen the motherboard, and I believe people when they say, based on what we're seeing here, this is like the best we can expect is maybe slightly more powerful than a PS4, like a base PS4, not even a Pro. But what it does seem to have support for that even the base PS4 technically it kind of did and didn't do is like 4K upscaling. So like it should be able to run things at like 1080 or maybe even 2K. I've seen like in the code
I hope it does 2K.
I heard that it should be able to hopefully support those things, like because there's code for that in Thousand Year Door remake that came out last year. There's code for that in the game that's otherwise unable to be used by the Switch. So there's always been a lot of speculation that was intended for like a Switch 2 port or otherwise like a version of it. And Nintendo's already gone on record publicly saying that, yes, any game that you have on your Switch will work on the successor console. NSO itself is going to transfer to the successor console. So, you will at least be able to play some games, I imagine, in like a performance mode on Switch 2, hopefully.
So my question is, they're obviously keeping the cart system, right?
Yeah.
So
it'll probably be similar to how the DS and the 3DS. They'll probably put like a little nub on the cartridge. That means you can't slide it into the Switch 1, but otherwise Switch 1 cartridges could go in, or even like the DS and the GBA. I don't, looking at that motherboard, I don't think there's a spot for 2 cartridges. No, there's only one. But
oh boy,
I was gonna say what they could theoretically do is like the DS, the original DS and the Game Boy Advance, where there's like 2 cartridge slots. But no, it seems like it's just gonna be 1 cartridge slot. The other big thing to keep in mind with the Switch 2 is instead of connecting the Joy-Cons through a rail, it's going to be a magnetic system, and they'll just kind of snap on.
I don't know how I feel about that.
There'll be like a release toggle in the back, similar to like modern Joy-Cons, but instead of sliding up, it just snaps off, I guess. I'm not really sure how it works until we see it in motion. But.
Right. I'm like, because that in its own sounds like, I know that they got the little buttons on the back of it, but like that just sounds like at the same time you'd just be able to snap it off. And like I like the idea that the rails have it more secure. At least when I hold my OLED Switch, I'm like, oh yeah, this feels secure.
That would definitely have to be something that we see. Like, is it possible to break the connection without releasing the toggle, or is it like there might be more to it than just the magnetics? There might actually be like a physical like hook or something that goes. I haven't like really analyzed it like super firmly, but from what I understand, the main idea is the magnetics rather than the rail system. Because I mean, at least for me, when you put on those the wrist straps, which I only use because I want, like if I'm playing Mario Party Jamboree using single Joy-Con, I do not want to just hold a Joy-Con without the additional rail, which makes the top buttons like bigger.
Yeah.
Have you held a Joy-Con without one of those fucking rails? They're tiny.
Yeah.
I got big hands.
They're small.
And even if you don't got big hands, I feel like they're small.
Yeah.
So,
I would like the Joy-Cons to be bigger.
But I think the Joy-Con, like the screen itself is a little bigger. And the other big thing that I've seen from the motherboard is, and some other like confirming leaks, is that it'll apparently require, I think, a 60-watt charger. So it's going to require more power than the original Switch. I don't know what that means in terms of battery life, because the original Switch is decent. It's okay. It's okay. It's not like the Steam Deck where it like dies like fucking like instantly, from what I've heard. But if the Switch 2 requires more power, it makes sense because it's going to be more powerful. But like I don't know. Again, that'll just have to be another thing that we have to see when the console itself is released or shown. But the point of this topic was more just to be like, why the fuck is all these third parties, like, how are they getting away with revealing this shit? And like, and not having it taken down. Like,
because
and
enough of them are doing it.
Yeah, but it's like, it's not just like, oh, like they're getting information wrong. Like, no, they're all like very consistently, like we've seen like what it looks like. There's a new button on one of the Joy-Cons that has like a C on it. Well, I have no idea what that button does.
It's the camera button. It's back.
Well, I mean, there's apparently a microphone on the Switch too.
Really?
Which could be used for like native voice chat without necessarily needing a headset. Could maybe, or like gimmicky DS stuff. Hopefully not that latter one, but who knows? It'll probably be used for both, maybe. But also keep in mind the current Switch has a fucking IR pointer on the left Joy-Con that never gets used.
Yeah, no one uses it.
Yeah. So it could just be another feature for those who want to do something a little more silly and experimental. But
excuse you, I have a cardboard piano that proves that wrong. Okay.
Yeah, true. The cardboard piano. WarioWare, the one that came out not last year but the year before, was that Get It Together?
I think so.
Yes.
Or was it? There were two WarioWares. There was Get It Together, and then there was Move It. I think it was Move It.
Move It's the new one.
Yeah, Move It actually uses that IR in a couple of the micro games, from what I remember. And like there's like 1-2 Switch. Remember that hot game? Hot
oh my
game.
god! I pulled a core memory saying that. By the way.
What about Everybody 1-2 Switch? Did you spend $60 on that, Quinn?
I might have, yeah.
Why?
Hey, don't judge me.
I'm judging you. Why'd you spend $60 on 1-2 Switch? Everybody 1-2 Switch, the sequel game that no one asked for.
Because it was the type of game that it was. Okay, so like ever since DIY on the DS,
WarioWare,
I've been hooked. I've been hooked.
No, I'm not talking about WarioWare. I'm talking about Everybody 1-2 Switch.
Hold on.
I'm talking about the game where you milk a cow.
Hold on. 1-2 Switch. What is this shit?
It was Everybody.
Oh no, I definitely did not. What is that?
Okay. No, this is a game. This is a game where you like. It's supposed to be like, okay, you put the Switch on like a table, you put it in kickstand mode, you put it on a table, and then you look at the person. Like you're not looking at the screen, you're looking at the person across from you. And it's supposed to be like a party game experience. And like one time, it's fun. It's not worth $60, and then they made a sequel game that I think was like $40, and it's like, why? Like, if it was like a Wii Sports type like bundle for the Switch, cool, but it wasn't. It was $60 at launch, and everyone bought it because it's new console, and the console was selling well. And so Nintendo was like, oh, this game sold well. That must mean everyone loved it. No one loved it.
Yeah. Melvin's in chat, and he said the quick draw game and the shave your beard simulator.
Yeah.
Somebody bought it.
Yeah.
Fuck. I hate it. Also, hi, Melvin's Corpse. How you doing?
Hello, Melvin's Corpse.
Yeah, it's been...
He survived?
It's nice to see. Yeah, he's in chat. He's speaking to us from beyond...
Well, who knows? That could be the sign language person typing that. That could be the sign language lady.
The sign languager.
Necromancing Melvin's Corpse.
Yep.
Speaking through them. All right.
Or just got access to the profile. One of the two.
Someone else in chat said, what kickstand? Mine's been gone for years. Yeah, the original Switch kickstand is a floppy piece of shit.
I really like the OLED.
OLED stands are great though. Yeah. What's relevant to this topic is the fact that that's one of the accessories that one of the third parties showed off. Is it's a big like U-shaped kickstand that goes along the back. It's kind of about the same size as the Switch 2 kickstand. I have not seen in any of the leaks what or if the Switch 2 has a kickstand. I imagine it does, but like it looks fine, that accessory, but
to be honest on my take of this whole deal, I'm just happy they didn't go the same route that they did with the DS. Because we could have been milked. We could have been fucking milked, boys. It could have been the Switch OLED, the Switch Lite, the Switch 3D OLED, the Switch OLED XL. We would have been. We could have been screwed.
Kind of what's happening. I mean, we did in fact get the OLED and the Switch Lite, so they did do that.
The Switch.
Yeah, they didn't do that one because the Switch already
Switch
had.
Sorry.
Well, yeah.
The Switch Eye.
You know what's weird? Actually, I was about to say, because the Switch has internet function, which is true, but like the Switch doesn't actually have a browser app on it.
No, it doesn't.
Thank God for that.
And you also can't watch Netflix on a Switch. Do you know how disappointing that was for me before I had a smart TV?
They also just recently took Twitch off the Switch too.
Did they really? I didn't even know Twitch was on the Switch.
It's no longer. It was for a long time, and I was using it to like watch a few streamers, and they just put it on there, and I went to get on there the other day, and it straight up said no longer supported.
That's weird.
Here's the U-shaped kickstand. Someone in chat posted it for us.
Thank you. I was just looking at that. Yeah.
Showing it on stream right now. It looks like a nice, little kickstand. This looks sturdy to me. Something to note about the Joy-Cons though is they are noticeably bulkier.
Yeah.
They have like if you look at like I'm holding up like an Xbox One controller and how it has like this little bump underneath it that your fingers kind of curl up towards before it gets to the bottom of the controller. The Joy-Cons for the Switch 2 seem to have something like that, unless that's just this case. But I think from what I've seen from other images as well is that seems pretty consistent. So it's
the buttons on the back of the Joy-Cons too to release them.
Yeah, those are the release buttons. Yeah,
they look really heavy duty, kind of.
Yeah.
You can also,
will see.
That's what Tony's saying. Yep.
Yeah, I just I don't know. I want Nintendo to fucking reveal this thing, not because like I'm like yeah, I'm probably gonna get it day one, admittedly, because I'm that much of like a Nintendo fanboy. But like the real reason why I want them to reveal it is because I'm so fucking sick of just like speculating about this damn thing.
Yeah.
Like there's like it's a Switch 2. Like it's another Switch. Revealing it now or revealing it 6 months from now, if you're not releasing this thing until like September, isn't gonna make that big of an impact. Like, I understand not wanting to reveal it too early and then it doesn't come out like 2 years from now, but like, I do not see the Switch lasting up until 9 years. Like, there's no way. The Switch is already on a sharp decline for sales. And like, this last year of Switch games was pretty good. And I don't want to see them like wait much longer because I'm ready for the next thing.
Well, that was the weird part about it was when they were announcing the Switch, they announced it way early, if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
and we knew about the Switch.
The original Switch was revealed in a September like Twitter drop that they announced like a couple days ahead of time. There's a tune in this day for the reveal of our next console. And then it was like a 4-minute trailer in September. And then it came out 6 months later.
We'll get our announcement for the Switch 2. It was like they announced it would finally reveal it within the fiscal year. So that means it's going to be before March 31st when we'll know more about it.
Yes. I am hoping to God that this thing like
and they'll probably release it like what, November, December.
I'm personally, my personal speculation is like late summer. Or like midsummer, maybe even. I feel like releasing it in March worked out for them because they got all of their stock issues out of the way for people who want to buy it day one. And then it was back in stock for the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a good strategy. I don't see it coming out in March again, or even April. Like some speculation says April. I do not see that. I see like June as the earliest for my personal take, and then like maybe August seems more.
So we won't see one in stores until December, boys.
Yeah.
Because the second they release them, there's going to be piles of scalpers piled at the door ready to buy them all.
Yeah.
Like 100%. We saw what happened with the PS5.
Yeah. and then they tried to do it with the PS5 Pro and they got shut down.
and they did it with the Oculus too. When the Quest 2 came out, they were off the shelves day one. Like I didn't get mine until like half a year after.
What's kind of funny about the PS5 Pro though was that like it had stock issues from what I understand, but like people weren't really buying it from the scalpers either.
No.
Because like the scalpers, it was already too high of a price, and then the scalper prices was obviously inflated. So like no one was buying it off the scalpers. So
I've been saying it for a long time. The scalpers buy all of those games so that the companies have enough money to make more of them.
Yeah.
Do they still allow pre-orders on consoles? Is that a thing anymore?
You can through like GameStop and whatnot.
Yeah, because like
and Best Buy has those too, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that would make sense if they just run out of like pre-order stock because they can make an estimate. Well, I feel like, I don't know because I don't work for a giant fucking corporation.
Right.
I'm just like, I would imagine that you would just have like, hey, here's when we're going to sell these.
I imagine that you can pre-order them. I don't really know of much places that still do midnight releases anymore though. So you might have to just wait for store to open.
How crazy would it be if Nintendo was like, okay, so we're only going to sell the Switch 2 on our eShop, and you have to have a Nintendo Online subscription to get it?
I could see for like some of the pre-orders, like the first access pre-orders to the Switch 2, you need like a base NSO membership. I could see them trying to do that, but then eventually opening it to the public like by release date, but like or at the very least having some Switches being able to be directly purchased from Nintendo. I could see that happening.
What's the online program? The one
My Nintendo?
Yeah, no. The one that everyone was all like, oh, we have to get in here because we get free games for Nintendo.
NSO?
The Switch program. That one, the one, I can't remember what it was, but we all tried to sign up for day one, and then in like a fraction of a second, it was all like
what ended up being the
yeah, I can't remember the name of it.
the MMO.
Yeah, the MMO, but it was like a program or something that people.
I forget the name of that, but yeah, it instantly went to shit.
But
and
like,
I was there within a second.
Pre-orders are only going to be available on Nintendo Music.
Yeah.
You need at least 500 hours of listened soundtracks to have first dibs at the Switch 2.
Oh, God.
I feel like visibly gagging right now.
I mean, I do if you count all my YouTube time, over the years. Yeah. I listen to a lot of video game music, but like my time on the app is probably like an hour, maybe two. I throw it on every now and then. We got nothing better to do, but like
I listen to Spotify, so I'm a beta.
Spotify, when you're at least in my experience, Spotify, when you are trying to listen to video game soundtracks, isn't that great because it'll throw you into random covers that you don't want to hear. And like, I just want to hear the original game soundtrack, and then it just randomly derails me into random shit that I don't want to hear. So that's been my experience because I remember I tried to do that a while and it just didn't work.
Because I don't listen to a lot of video game music. Like I get a couple songs every once in a while that are available on Spotify that I'm like, oh, this is from that game. Jet Set Radio Future, for example, has a lot of good bangers in there. Based. And I have those. I have a couple of those songs that constantly play through my playlist, and I'm like, dude, these songs bop. But I don't listen to a lot of video game music, so I just kind of like, I just use Spotify just as a normie.
Yeah. But I don't really know if I have much else to add. I didn't want to hear both of your thoughts though on the Joy-Con mouse concept. Like, do you think that's something that could be good? Like, I'm like, on one hand, I'm like, okay, but on the other hand, I'm like, well, I could see this being like kind of nice, I guess, if you like keyboard mouse, but
it's left-handed.
Yeah, there's that. Also, I don't know like how clicking on a Joy-Con would work necessarily, but I mean, it would be better like pointer controls for like Mario Galaxy, for example, or something like that. But what do you think, Quinn? Your face is like dumbfounded right now. You okay over there?
This is my. I don't know. Was this already brought up?
What, the mouse? We briefly talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about it for a second.
I must have just blocked that out of my mind because it sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, I think the left Joy-Con has, what was it, an optical
sensor.
Yeah, so it can function as a mouse.
Yeah, I hate it. I was about to say words. That probably aren't meant for this. I hate it.
I wonder if it's like you can like put your thumb over it or something and move it that way, like it's a sensor.
That could be cool.
Because
scrolling it, sort of.
Yeah, like I can't imagine just having a fucking Joy-Con on my desk and just scraping the shit out of it across my desk to use it as a fucking mouse.
Well, hang on, I got a Joy-Con right here. You know, so just like imagine. I know there's no visual for the stream, but just imagine like doing this, right? And then you click in the stick, and then this is a click. Like, I don't know, that could work.
It could work, but like, I feel like it would ruin the shit, especially if the buttons are there, the shoulder buttons.
Well, I mean, they don't really stick out, right?
It's another extra thing for the Gen 1 controllers to break down and stop working.
Yeah,
true.
That's fair.
Imagine the quality that they put into they put into their Joy-Cons in the first series of Switches.
Yeah, actually, the only thing I need the Switch 2 to do is to just have good analog sticks, please. That's all I need.
The only thing I request for it is 1080p is fine,
right?
But fuck off if I can have 2K.
Well, they do. Yeah, Nintendo does have patents that they've recently filed relating to upscaling technologies where it may natively run at 1080p or 2K and then get an upscale to either 2K or 4K depending.
Thank God, I can see an extra blade of grass in the next slow ass Pokemon game. Cool.
Right.
Like, yeah, because I don't care for 4K that much. 4K is cool. It looks great. But like, I'd rather have, at least for me, in my tastes, I really like how 2K looks. 2K looks fine. It's crisp. It's nice. Sure, it's not the quality of 4K, but give me a fucking OLED at 2K, dude. I am fine. It looks great. It runs fine. Give me 60 hertz. I guess I'll deal with it.
I just need the frame rates and Echoes of Wisdom to not be a PowerPoint slideshow.
That's another thing, too, is the frame rates in any sort of the games that they release. Make sure that they're pretty stable, too.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's all I have for my Switch 2 bullshit ramble. I have no intentions of talking about the Switch 2 again until the actual reveal of the damn thing. But there's just been so much third-party people talking about it more than Nintendo that I was like, I can't just keep ignoring this. So that's that. And why don't we go ahead and move on to your topic, Agari, my gay.
Okie dokie. So my topic is just kind of like an opinion piece, not an opinion piece, but like a personal goal list. For this
how many Pikmin can you fuck in a year?
Oh, 2.
He's got a lot of stamina.
Yeah. But for my topic this year, the start of the podcast for this year, my topic
this is his final topic, by the way. He's getting executed next.
Yeah, this is where I get stabbed. But I made a New Year's resolution of gaming. For somebody who has not done a lot of like exploring in the video game area, like I've talked about it time and time again before. I'll continue to talk about it, but I've only usually ever stuck to FPS games. I've never really explored into like story games or very different like Nintendo games. Like we all know the story. We all know here. And I had made it a resolution for this year to play 10 different games that I have never played before in my life. And it is something that I'm kind of excited to get into because then it gives me a reason to actually start playing new games. And it gets me involved in these game fan bases and stuff that I can actually talk to people about, because I hear a lot of good things about a lot of games. Sorry, I just read that. But just being able to explore the gaming area with all these games that are out and all these games that are available for me to play and to experience for the first time is exciting to me. And I guess I'm gonna go through a couple games on that list that I have.
Okay.
I don't have the full list specced out yet, but I do have a couple games on there that I know that I want to play.
Are these games that are going to be streamed or just games you're going to play?
Streamed. These ones specifically, I'm going to stream these ones just because I want to get that list done for my New Year's resolution. There are games that I'm going to be playing off stream too. Like I have my 3DS with all those games on there that I can play. And I'm, if I get away from, Tamagotchi Live for once and play something on the 3DS, I have all those games at my disposal too. I have New Leaf. I have whatever, you can just tell me what game that I want to play on the 3DS and I'll play it.
Characters Uprising.
Okay. I'll download it. But
buy it. We're legal.
Buy it and download it.
Yeah, buy it and download it from the
real eShop that's still available.
Yeah.
Very available.
Or just upscale or upsell.
Well,
like $90.
We're just gonna buy one off of this guy on Amazon who may or may not have the word free attached to it, and it's capable of 4K.
Yeah,
don't worry about it.
But yeah, I'm just gonna go through a couple games that I'm excited to play that I have on my list. It's kind of like my hit list of gaming, if you will. For the first couple games, I've talked to Melvin about this before. I've mentioned it on the podcast before. Mass Effect. Mass Effect is one of those series that I really want to go through and make sure that I can enjoy and just play for the story. I know it's going to take me some time to do it on stream if I'm playing it on stream, but I still want to be able to enjoy the game for what it is because I really like how the first one plays.
Will you be able to make it so your VTuber model can do the Commander Shepard, like the dance move that he has? Have you seen it? Have you seen his little dance move that he's just a little...
I don't know if I could do that with a live 2D model. If I get a 3D one eventually, probably. But I have the Mass Effects on my hit list this year. I'm definitely going to go through all three of them. I have the Legendary Edition, which has all three of them that were remastered. Pretty sure they were remastered, but I have that, and I have recently I want to go through those games because I really like obviously I'm the astronaut space boy VTuber that everyone knows and loves.
Everyone loves him.
Everyone,
including my dog.
Yeah. But, I want to go through that because I really like the space aspect. Again, I've talked about how it plays similarly to one of my favorite video games of all time, which is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. It plays extremely well because it was made by the same developers. I can't remember if it was the same developer. It was published by not the same publishing whatever, but it has the same engine and stuff like that. Yeah. And it was just made by by the same people that did those games, and I really like how it plays because it just plays so similarly. And I want to be able to explore these areas of story and just kind of get into it. I'm late to the gaming party, as I like to say, because I haven't played a lot of these big games that people are like, oh, you need to play it if you haven't played it before.
But when are you going to play Bug for the Sega Saturn?
Yes.
Go on.
But the next one that is on my hit list that I have besides those three is God of War, the PlayStation 4, not Ragnarok, not the newest one.
So have you played the original God of Wars?
A long time ago.
Okay.
A very, very, very long
Do you
time
remember
ago.
their plots?
Kind of. I don't remember. I can't say if I remember them on the top of my head. I was a kid when I played them.
You might want to do a refresher from what I heard.
Okay. So then I'll probably, if I can find a way to play them, I'll probably end up playing those God of War games. That's on my list. I have, another thing too. So on top of the 10 games that I said that I wanted to do this year, that I have planned for this year, I have 5 horror games on top of that.
Yo.
And for those who watch my streams and interact with me all the time,
Minecraft horror mod.
Yeah, right? I fucking hate horror games.
Yeah.
I hate them so much. I do not do horror very well. I'm a little scaredy cat. I hate it. And I got to play 5 of them this year. And I already have one game on my list that I'm seeing so far. It's a psychological horror game, and it's called Rat Shaker. And it's quite literally what you think it is.
Are you gonna squeeze your hog live on the air?
Yeah, that's what it is. You hold a rat and you fucking shake it and squeeze the shit out of it.
Is it like a cookie clicker?
No,
but you just squeeze a rat.
So it kind of, and it responds to you. But like,
of course, I've never heard of this game.
Yeah, no, it does that. It goes like, like it makes noises and everything, and it's like $5 on Steam.
Okay,
but it's like a really good psychological horror game that takes you through these. You okay over there?
Psychological rat horror.
Yeah, horror for the rat.
Yeah. And you're walking through like it's kind of like a hallway walker.
Yeah.
But you get answers from the rat, and you got to make sure like you don't kill the rat or whatever. And I'm not exactly sure how it is because I've only seen a very little bit amount of gameplay of it because I don't want to be spoiled for the story, whatever the story may be.
There's a story.
Yeah, there's a story for it. Like there's an important like you're not supposed to kill the rat. You're supposed to have the rat because the rat provides the answers.
What?
Yeah. It's called Rat Shaker. Look it up. It's all one word.
Are we gonna play Phasmophobia?
Yeah. You know what? I told Ellie.
I saw you talking about that in her chat, and I was like, we should definitely do a Phasmophobia stream.
Yeah,
because that was.
I still have it downloaded.
I've never played the game, but it seems like fun. Yeah, I've seen plenty of like other people play it, but
yeah, like 3 or 4 streamers that I like closely follow. One of them is like just only Phasmophobia, and she's like so good at like I've learned so much crap just watching her.
I played it a couple times. I don't like it because well, it's spooky, but it's fun. It's fun to play. I just don't like spooky shit.
In groups, it's really fun.
Have you played Lethal Company?
Yeah, I played Lethal.
Is that same thing, or is that more silly for you?
Lethal is more silly. I would kind of put it.
Oh, we've played Lethal. How did I forget about that?
Yeah.
What? Yeah. It's. I say Lethal is kind of more on the goofy, silly, kind of spooky side.
Yeah.
Because I can handle like okay, you know, like you're getting chased by a monster every once in a while.
Isn't Phasma sort of also goofy? Like it's scarier, but like depending on who you're playing with, it can become goofy.
Yeah, it's like it's more about the environment of like who you're playing with and like what's going on.
How seriously are they taking the game?
Yeah, because I know I watch people that played Phasmo, and like there's people that just goof the fuck off. They will have a great time with Phasmo, and they're like, "Yeah, this game's awesome." But then there's people that are like, "If you're a ghost, say ghost," and like,
and then they go, "Cheeseburger,"
yeah, and then they're like, "Wah!" and they just, you know, they over exaggerate it. I'm an over exaggerator. I can't ignore that. But if you get the right group and the right friend area, and
how many does it support up to?
4, I believe.
Okay.
Do you think it's 4, right, Quinn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But Phasmo, I'll play Phasmo this year. Definitely, I'll definitely play it with you if you want to play.
Now, is all these horror games? Is this like a I'm only doing this in October thing, or is this all year?
This is all year.
Okay.
This is a goal throughout the entirety of the year. So the only reason why I said 5 is because I'm pretty sure that's all I can handle.
Yeah.
I want to go through the original Amnesias. I want to play because there is a recording on YouTube from a very, 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 very long time ago under a certain username that I had played a custom story.
Steve Fucker 47.
Yeah. How'd you know?
I am Steve Fucker 47.
Steve Fucker 47. But I had played a custom Amnesia story because I didn't play the main one because, you know, back in the days of the PewDiePie, and then everyone was all like, "Oh yeah, Amnesia custom stories are awesome." I played one for 1 episode, and you can't see this, chat. I'll demonstrate it for Gabe because I was like this the entire time playing the game. I was like this.
Was this VR or
no? It was on my desktop.
Oh,
but I was just hiding under my desk, not being able to see the screen. And then I got jump scared one time and
hit your head on your desk.
No, thankfully. But my mom came in. She was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I was like, "Sorry, I'm playing a horror game."
So when are you gonna play the scariest game of 2024?
Which is
Concord.
ah! I don't know if I can handle that. And we made it to another stream.
Another year, Concord mentioned.
Woo!
I already broke my New Year's resolution. Fuck.
Yeah, not to say Concord.
Fuck.
But yeah, so Amnesia, The Dark Descent, and then was it Machine for Pigs or something is the second one. I definitely have those two on my list.
When are you gonna play the Slender Man games?
I used to play Slenderman in high school.
You know, the newest the new, I'm saying newest with like air quotes because it's a pretty fucking old game. Was it Slenderman: The Arrival?
Yeah.
Was the newest one. They just updated that to have better graphics, and it looks really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't even know that they're still updating that.
I played through that game, and if you're looking for a Slenderman game and you haven't played it, put that on your list.
Wow, Slenderman 2025.
Slenderman.
It scratches that
let's
itch.
Bring
it's
it
pretty,
back.
It's a pretty spooky game.
Okay. All right. I'll look at it. But going back to my hit list here, let me pull up my Steam because I have a whole bunch
Hitman.
of Hitman.
Are you gonna play Hitman? You ever played those
Steam
games?
just crashed on my laptop.
He's gonna play Sonic Origins. Everybody.
I tried playing Hitman. Not into it.
Really?
I couldn't get into it. I didn't have anything that I didn't hate it. It's just like I didn't have
I think it's really funny to throw homing suitcases. That's all I like.
Yeah. Let's see. I have on my list a couple games here. I'm looking. I'm waiting. Hades 2 is kind of a rough one right now.
Well, it's in early access.
Yeah, it's early access, and I love Hades. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Hades 2 is fun. I played it a little bit, but I don't want to. I don't know where the story is with Hades 2 in the early access yet. I don't want to beat the game
while it's still in early access. Yeah, I've been the exact same way because like I enjoyed the shit out of the gameplay of Hades 2. I think I actually prefer it to the first game, which is crazy for me to say because Hades 1 is probably a top 10 game of all time for me.
Mm-hmm.
But with Hades 2, I'm like I'm having a good time, but then I run into a character that doesn't have finished art, and that's not like that's not a knock on the game, but I'm just like, man, I want to experience like what's this character going to look like, and like I want to see the game like after it's like all done with all those balance patches and stuff.
Like I want to finish it once it's ready.
Yeah,
and that's just kind of where I am with that. Don't get me wrong, I love Hades. Hades 2 is super fun, and it's a great game. Hades, the first one, was awesome.
Yeah,
I loved Hades. I beat it multiple times. I bought it.
Hades 1 is one of 2 soundtracks that I digitally own all of on iTunes. Weirdly enough, can you guess what the other one is?
This is Xenoblade.
Yes, Xenoblade 2.
So.
Which is crazy that is also on Spotify or iTunes, like officially.
Yeah.
The Xenoblade.
Another game.
Maybe that's why it's not on the music app because you can actually just buy the soundtrack.
Maybe. Another game that I want to go through is, I have recently acquired a PlayStation 5 controller. I've been messing with it.
Do you have a PS5?
No, I just have the controller.
Okay.
But I recently got a PS5 controller and I've been fidgeting with it during the stream.
Yeah.
But, I got it because of the haptic feedback for the controller that it is. Melvin's talked about it a couple times. I launched Warhammer 40K, which is that Space Marine 2, which is one of the newer games that had recently come out. And I used it with the haptic feedback on the controller. And like the resistance you get on the triggers is nothing like any other Xbox controller or any other controller I've ever used. The rumble that you get from each individual step that your character takes is intense. It's just like it's a completely different controller. I didn't know how good the PS5 controllers are because when I had a PlayStation 5 for like 2 months, all I did was play not Astrobot, but they had
Astro's Playroom.
Yeah, the Playroom one, and I messed around with the controller then. I was like, oh,
same here.
Cool. But
when I lived with Melvin and he had a PS5, that's pretty much the only game I really played on it. And I liked the PS5 controller for that game, but like I wouldn't say I really got enough time with it to really be like strong feelings one way or another about it.
Yeah, because I'll just describe it real quick. Just shooting absolutely is a completely different ball game because you get the resistance on the trigger. So like you actually have to forcefully press the trigger down to shoot and shoot and shoot because it's pushing against you. Like it's actually being resisted. And it's a super unique feeling. You remember when I told you that I was getting into all those racing games and the Euro Truck Simulator because I had the wheel. Yeah. It's like that feeling all over again. Like this is a whole new way to interact with the game for me. This is a whole new way to experience these games that I've never experienced before.
When will they put haptic feedback in our keyboard mouses?
Yeah, right. Oh, I remember seeing something on YouTube a long time ago about a mouse that vibrates. Yeah. And like a lot of people were like, dude, this is gross. This sucks. Horizon Zero Dawn is on that list as well of games that I would like to play and beat. I hear a lot of good things about that. Of
Never
course,
played Horizon.
I got the God of Wars on there. Just kind of like I want to play a lot of games that are more story based is what I'm aiming for this year.
Based.
That's what I want to go through. And if I play something new, like I mentioned this before stream, DeQuinn, Dark and Darker. Yeah. For those who do not know Dark and Darker, well, I'm going to explain a game with a game. It's kind of like Escape from Tarkov. But if you've never played Escape from Tarkov, it's basically like, to describe Escape from Tarkov, it's a looter shooter and you escape. Mm-hmm. But it's a lot more complicated than that.
From Tarkov.
Yeah, from Tarkov.
Holy shit.
Oh, I know. It's a lot more complicated than the way that I'm explaining it because I tried playing the game and I had no fucking clue what I was doing. Yeah. But Dark and Darker, basically, how do you describe it? It's like you're going through dungeons and you're looting through these dungeons. You're killing monsters. You're killing.
Is it roguelike?
Players. Kind of roguelike, yeah. It's a first-person roguelike. Tarkov is just Tetris with more steps, says Jeff. I tried Tarkov. I couldn't get into it. And like Tarkov has its own separate launcher and everything. But it's basically like Dark and Darker is like a medieval version of that. You're going through these tunnels, these dungeons, these areas, trying to get good loot, trying to put up your armor rating, and you're trying to not die. You get 15 minutes. You try to just make sure that you live throughout these games. Like I've been having fun playing this game. And usually when I play something, like I'm playing Valorant or I'm playing Counter-Strike or I'm playing Call of Duty, which just haven't been appealing to me lately. Excuse me. Yeah, it's nice to kind of have a new taste on the palette of games that I can just dive into, and being able to do that, especially with this list of games that I have on Steam, like Hollow Knight. Just fucking, I've never beat Hollow Knight. I remember playing it. I remember loving Hollow Knight. I never beat it. Quinn, you've beaten Hollow Knight, haven't you? You're muted.
I have played the game maybe like 12 times from the beginning and have yet to beat the game.
Oh, really? Okay.
I have Hollow Knight on my Switch and I've never played it. I bought it and then just didn't play it. Waiting for it to win one of my stream codes.
It's really fun until it's not.
Yeah. But that's a game I have. There's a whole list. I don't have an exact list of games that I have, but a lot of them are like Outrro. I would love to try it eventually, but I don't know shit about poker.
You don't need to.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. It's pretty pick up and play, and it'll teach you, the big thing is you just gotta, because you're with Outrro, you're not really playing poker against someone. Mm-hmm. You're playing against yourself, and you're just trying. Essentially, the way it works is you get dealt a certain number of cards, right? And then from those cards, you try to make the best hand. You can either throw some cards out and get some new ones, or you can play your hand and then it adds up the score, and then you try to hit a certain score to quote unquote win that blind. And then if you win the blind, you get money, which you can then use to buy the booster packs and the jokers. And the jokers basically change the rules altogether. So like there's like a joker that you could get where like it'll change your multiplier value of your score. Hello, everybody, multiplier. No, it'll change your multiplier from like ×2 to ×8 if you play like a specific hand, like a flush, which just means like all the same suits, all like all hearts. That's a flush. Or like if you play like a full house, a 3 and a 2, play that, and then there's some jokers that will benefit that. And that's the name of the game, really. It's a roguelike, so if you don't hit that score, you die. You start over from the beginning, new run. But it's the reason why it's so damn addictive is because if you set the game speed to like max, it's super quick. You just get in, get out. It deals the cards. You see what you got next, and you just keep going. And like it's so fun. I've got it on my Switch. If you want to like try it before you're gone,
I might give it a shot.
But like, oh my god, I fucking love Balatro. Also $15.
That's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad.
I purchased Balatro for full price, $15. And then with the gold credits I got from that on Switch, I was able to get Okami HD after the Game Awards because it was 75% off. I got it with the gold coins for completely free. So I've been playing Okami as well. It's
nice.
Side tangent.
Okay.
But
yeah, I guess it just kind of turns into, like, do you guys have any games that you want to play this year that you've not touched before, or like try to go into something new? Or
I finally finished Kingdom Hearts, so I'll probably play another Kingdom Hearts game.
Keep her going. Just keep going through them, man. There's like 50 billion of them.
I know.
Have fun with that. No, the Kingdom Hearts series keeps getting better and better the more you play it. I'm being serious. Like a lot of people shit on 3, but man, I think 3 was like the most fun out of all of them. And that's going to piss off some people. Yeah, that's going to piss off some people.
Yeah, I think you're the first. I've observed the Kingdom Hearts fan base for many a year from a very long 500-foot pole, the power pole from Dragon Ball, if you will. And now that power pole has unextended and I was holding on to it, and now I'm fucking there. That is not what I've heard very commonly. is Kingdom Hearts 3 is good. I've heard very much
my top 3. My top 3 only has one that people agree with. Like 3 is my favorite, and then 2 is probably tied with Dream Drop Distance. I had a lot of fun with Dream Drop when it came out. And that probably pisses off a lot of the people that played those games too, because Dream Drop was kind of like on the bottom of everybody's list. The mechanics were fun. I had fun with the mechanics of that game.
Aren't they on Game Pass? The Kingdom Hearts series?
Yeah, maybe, but Dream Drop was really only good. Dream Drop was really only good on the 3DS because you had the AR mode where you can scan in like your pets into the game.
I've never played Kingdom Hearts, so I was just wondering if I could pick that up maybe too.
If you want to get into it, get the collection on Steam. That's how I'm playing it.
Okay, fair enough.
My neighbors are being. I doubt you can hear this on the mic, but my neighbors are like banging shit around right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's fucking 9 p.m. Cut that shit out.
Yeah, I just feel the floor vibrating every once in a while. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
I thought someone was breaking into my apartment. I'm gonna make sure my door's locked. Keep talking about shit.
Yeah,
for a bit.
But yeah, Dark and Darker has been one of those games that have been super fun. I think I want to go through a couple Star Wars games too this year. I want to finish out Jedi Survivor because I like the Star Wars games.
Survivor's good.
Yeah, I really liked Fallen Order. I heard Jedi Survivor is pretty decent. I've heard a lot of complaints here and there. Outlaws, I keep hearing so much negative shit about. And
Outlaws garbage.
Yeah, I hear a lot about that, and I'm just like, damn, that sucks.
I'm back.
I was just watching meme compilations of Outlaws of the sneaking system, like sneaking in grass, and like the enemies become like stupid when you go into grass. I mean, like you could like pop up out of the grass next to a trooper, shoot them, go, and they could like turn and look at you, and if you duck back down, they're like, oh, where did she go?
It's kind of like the what was that noise from Metal Gear?
Yeah, like Skyrim.
Yeah, or that from
Skyrim. It was
Skyrim,
like Skyrim.
Yeah.
Skyrim's like the best way to describe that, because like you could be next to somebody, stand up, stab them, and crouch, and they're like, oh, I guess it was just the wind.
Yeah. Yeah, I went through Skyrim with you for the first time a couple years ago. I remember that.
And then people were comparing Outlaws like cutscenes, like all of their cutscenes are garbage compared to like even like Red Dead Redemption 2. Like the writing is just terrible.
What?
Yeah, like there was a scene in Outlaws where like you go into like a jail and like there's two people in jail cells and then like you get a mission doing that. And like it was just so like vanilla and bland. And then they had a cutscene from Red Dead Redemption 2 where it's the same situation. You walk into a jail with like people in the cells and like there's so much more interaction. There's just so much more dialogue. Everybody had a personality. It was funny. It was intense because everybody pulled guns on each other. It was crazy. And the people are like, how could we go from something like that from that many years ago to this like vanilla mush, like this slop?
Didn't they try to like really push that game out too? They were like, oh, this game is like one of the best Star Wars games to date.
It was uninspired and boring.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah. Oh, Baldur's Gate 3. That's another one I want to finish this year. Is Baldur's
3
Gate.
was cool.
Yeah, because
nothing felt better than kicking a squirrel.
Yeah, I see it all the time, but I've been avoiding spoilers left and right for Baldur's Gate 3, and it's super hard because a lot of the streamers that I watch, they have already beaten the game or they are playing the game with somebody else. And I'm just like trying to avoid spoilers because I want to play it.
I have it. I've played like
spoiler alert. You eventually get the option to kick a squirrel.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I have Baldur's Gate 3. I played like an hour of it and I didn't get into it right away. I'm not the biggest when it comes to like Tolkien like styled fantasy when it's like orcs and goblins and stuff. I don't know why, which is especially weird because I like Legend of Zelda, which is a lot of that. But I don't know. I've never been into like very traditional fantasy stuff. But like I liked the setup for the game of Baldur's Gate 3, but I didn't much care for the gameplay personally. That's gonna be fucking blasphemy to hear. I know.
I like the D&D aspect of it. It's very esque.
I've never had a D&D game like go beyond like 4 sessions, which is partly my fault because there's a couple times when I got like ADHD and then I was just like, what's that over there? But like, I don't know. I don't know. It's never stuck for me, and I'd like to get into the series. I feel like I probably would have more fun if I played it with friends, but like I don't know anyone who'd be down to play the whole thing from scratch. Yeah, they are beating the shit out of a shelf next door. They fucking hate that bitch.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, yeah, I just got a couple games on my list. I just wanted to see what you guys thought and express that I am actually broadening my horizons of video gaming so that I can...
Your Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, and as far as like games I'm interested in playing in, I just want to finish this current one.
Yeah.
I don't play a lot, so like...
Yeah, I'm like fucking 30 hours deep into Mario and Luigi, and I'm ready for that game to be fucking over.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that I'm able to have this experience of gaming, because I feel like that now that I'm not stepping away, I wouldn't say, but like that I'm not playing shooter games as much. I feel like I'm enjoying myself a lot more.
Oh, games are fun again.
Yeah, because I mean, I made it. You got to finish PoE in Breath of the Wild. Yeah, you got to do that, Quinn.
Yeah, I do.
I haven't even finished.
What's PoE?
And
Path of Exile.
Path of Exile. It's going to be Breath of the Wild, and then I want to play Tears of the Kingdom just to know the whole story behind it, because it continues on the story.
Sort of.
It doesn't? If it doesn't, then I'm not fucking with it.
It kind of likes to forget that Breath of the Wild happened. It's kind of one of the worst sequels I've ever played, where it tries to set itself up in a way where like, oh, you didn't need to play the original, but then it does that so strongly to an extent where like key characters who you like I guess like technically yes, you could have played Breath of the Wild and gone straight to the end of the game and not done any of the side quests. So I guess fair enough, you didn't technically need to meet any of the NPCs. But there are key characters where if you're doing like what's supposed to be the main whole story of the game, there are several characters who act like they've never met you before, like the giant broccoli motherfucker Hestu that you get your Korok shit expansion from. He has no idea who you are in Tears of the Kingdom. And like there's other characters who are like very clearly should have known you, because like I don't know if you've done this quest yet, slight spoiler, but Link can get a house. The guy who sells him the house has no idea who he is in the sequel. Like it's just like there's like very weird stuff like that. And then also like all the shrines and shit from Breath of the Wild vanish from the world, and there's no lore explanation why that happens. They're just not there, and no NPC questions it. But like there's still very clearly like the indentation in the ground where the terrain was generated, where the shrine would sit. So like there's a hole there, and like you're like, this is where this shrine was, if you know Breath of the Wild really well. But then you go there in Tears of the Kingdom, there's nothing there. No one questions it. It's just like, it's another day in Hyrule. What's up? It's quite possibly the worst sequel as far as like expanding a story. It is a fun ass game, but I do not recommend playing Tears of the Kingdom, especially not immediately after Breath of the Wild. Give it a couple years.
Take a break.
Take a break, give it a couple years, and then if you're ever feeling like playing that type of game again, then play Tears of the Kingdom. It is a good experience. I enjoy it. But if you play it directly off the heels of Breath of the Wild, it will sour the experience because it's more Breath of the Wild without feeling like it earns it necessarily. But it is still, I don't know, it's such a mixed bag for me. I enjoy it more than Breath of the Wild on a gameplay level because I like the mechanics of like the weapon fusion and like going into the sky is really fucking cool. But again, it's just on paper, it is just more Breath of the Wild, and the story is quite possibly the worst story in any Zelda game. If you want to play a Zelda game with a good story, play either Echoes of Wisdom, Skyward Sword, or Twilight Princess. Those are the three that or Majora's Mask. Those are the four that have like the best stories in my book. Anyways, that's a side tangent.
I don't have anything else to add. Pretty much it's just me talking about how I want to play more games this year. With that being said, I think.
Are we ready for pop culture?
I think we're ready for pop culture on this.
Oh boy.
That's the pop culture jingle.
Pop culture.
Okay. What do we got for pop culture, boy?
Movies.
I was gonna just throw out, like, you know how like I had the random pop culture one with the Barbie dolls or whatever the heck for Wicked. Yeah, I got your weird one for this time before we hop into movies.
Okay.
Are you guys familiar with the Mayo Bowl? The NCAA college football Mayo Bowl?
No, what?
So
is it like mayonnaise on an escalator going upstairs? So see you later.
It's better than that. So January 2nd was the most recent one, if I'm not mistaken. West Virginia won the Mayo Bowl. The winner, the head coach, gets 5 gallons of mayonnaise dumped on him.
Are you sure it's mayonnaise?
It is Duke's mayonnaise.
Oh,
Gross.
Duke, you want the ball?
So if you ever want to stop being bored, there are so many clips of that mayo drop, and it is insane.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Mayo drop sounds amazing. Anyone want to start a band? I got a great name.
Dumped with mayonnaise is our first track on Mayo Drop.
It is pretty brutal, man. I can only imagine the smell.
God, I feel like that would hurt too, because I don't know.
Mayonnaise is goopy. It's not sharp.
I know, but like if you get like hit with like 5 pounds of mayo, I feel like it's gonna like.
It depends on if it's hit terminal velocity.
That's true.
Yeah.
The head coach PJ Fleck, and this is just a direct quote from him. He said, "I think with my bald head, the mayo should just slide right off. I might have to do a little pre-dumping of mayo just to make sure it slides off. I have my own strategy just in case, but I can't let the secret out."
It's more solid than ketchup or mustard.
I mean, like if I just take like a glob of mayo and fucking throw it at you, like it might hurt.
It just like, I mean, they're not like fucking dropping it off of an 18-story building. It's dropping probably a foot above his head, I have to imagine.
In a bucket, yep.
In a bucket,
a bucket, I know, but like just I feel like especially I don't know, I'm not bald, but like a bald head, like just imagine just like
you got no armor on top of your head.
That's what I'm imagining. That's gross. I love mayonnaise, but gross.
I do actually.
Do you really?
I have one additional thing I wanted to also add myself that I sort of meant to talk about in my topic, but then forgot. But I guess it's pop culture enough-ish. Have you guys seen that during Christmas, there were a bunch of people who were buying brand new sealed Switch games that didn't have game carts in them, and instead it had a googly eye in the game cart slot. Apparently it's not just one localized area thing too. Apparently this is happening like globally, where people there's like some like I don't know if pirate is the right word, but someone is stealing Switch game cards out of boxes and putting in a googly eye in the slot because it weighs about the same. So I guess you couldn't tell. And then they have their own shrink wrap machine that I guess is convincing enough to put it back together and look sealed. And then now they have another Switch game that they can sell and they put it back. I don't fucking understand if this is just like an elaborate prank by several people, but like I saw the like IGN article on it or whatever on like Facebook of all places, and then I saw like random people like commenting like, yeah, this happened to my son too, like what? We were really fucking sad about this. I was like, what the fuck?
That's weird.
The googly eye of infinite sadness.
You just open up, you know, your copy of Mario Party Jamboree just to see the eyes of God staring back at you saying, do not play this game, my child.
Do not.
You will have too much fun.
Step away.
Anyways, that's I have nothing to add to that other than just like what the fuck is going on with that. Yeah, but like yeah. Anyways, for pop culture, our real pop culture, poop culture, where we poop on. No, just kidding. We're going to talk about movies. Have you guys ever seen a movie before?
No.
No.
Me neither. All right, so moving on to Grab Bag.
The Minecraft movie comes out this year.
The Minecraft movie does come out this year. So I've been watching Disney movies ever since starting playing Kingdom Hearts, right? And I've seen like some various ones that I had seen before and others that I had never seen before. So I've recently watched like Mulan. I watched through the Hercules. I watched some Monsters Inc. Some really good ones. Mostly Disney movies we've been watching. We also watched the first two Shrek movies. That's not Disney, but
I love Shrek. Shrek is love.
Last night I watched The Princess and the Frog. A fucking phenomenal movie right there. I watched Mulan. Not Mulan, sorry. Moana.
Oh,
I had never seen Moana before. I fucking loved that movie.
I watched Moana in theaters.
Tamatoa, my beloved. You got Maui over there. You got dead grandma. Spoilers. You got
old. It's okay.
It's from 2016. Yeah. And I fucking Princess and the Frog and like Moana both are like easily like top 10 movies of all time. I know I've only seen them once, and like I
Princess
fucking
and the Frog was good.
Movies. Yeah, I love that movie.
Never seen it.
There's
a lot of Disney movies I've never seen.
Yeah, that was me too. But then my girlfriend likes a lot of Disney stuff and used to work for Disney at the parks, and so like she loves Disney, and so I am now watching a lot of Disney. Also, Kingdom Hearts is partially responsible. But,
fair enough.
You know,
I haven't seen much of Disney movies. I think what was the last Disney movie that I watched?
Star Wars.
Probably, honestly. I don't remember watching. Yeah, it might have been a Star Wars. I think I don't know. I genuinely can't remember the last like Disney movie I watched.
Oh yeah, we also watched Tangled. That movie was like fine.
Tangled's all right.
Yeah, I didn't love it, but like I didn't hate it either. It was fine. The dude was hot. I guess he was kind of double cheeked up.
he was.
I forget his name. Flynn Rider.
Flynn Rider.
Yeah, Flynn.
Eugene.
Yeah.
Eugene. Yeah. I can't think. My brain is malfunctioning. Yeah, I've seen a couple Disney movies, not a lot. I like them. I just, when I was growing up, I had this idea of Disney movies were too childish.
Yeah.
So I never really watched them. I also didn't watch Disney Channel stuff that often because I was like,
you didn't see the sweet life of Zach and Cody.
No, I didn't.
Ah!
I was all like, oh, this is too immature for me. I watch Cartoon Network. That's where I was. I was Cartoon Network.
Hey, the second Zach and Cody movie, Zack Attack, was it.
I've never seen it. I've never
I'm
seen
just making that up.
Okay, never mind. Fair enough. Wow, Quinn on the Pixel Pulse podcast, spreading misinformation live.
When are you gonna watch Corey in the House?
Corey in the House?
Yeah. And then you get to play the tie-in video game Corey in the House for the Nintendo DS.
Yes.
That sounds awesome. Right now.
Mr. What opinion would you get in this situation? I mean, I'm going through a list of like movies that are coming out this year right now, just to see what's going on, and I forgot that they're doing a live action How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh yeah.
What?
I'm getting sick of these live like the Mufasa one's fine because it was telling an original story, but like I'm getting sick of these fucking live action movies.
Yeah,
and I actually kind of liked the Aladdin one, but like that's also just because Aladdin is that good of a movie. But
there's a new Peter Pan movie coming out.
Unfortunately, are there like good movies coming up like that we are looking forward to? No,
it's a Peter Pan horror movie.
Oh, is it going public domain?
Yeah, I think so.
Great. It's wonderful, even.
It's called Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare.
Wonderful.
That's weird. Lilo and Stitch is getting
fuck.
IRL boot this year. Got that one, the Minecraft movie.
Minecraft movie is probably not going to be good. However, I will forever give them I'll give them a thumbs up for the line in the second trailer where the kid yearned for the mines.
You could also get Dogman this year.
What's Dogman?
Have you ever read the Captain Underpants series in school? Okay.
But I did hear that there was a Captain Underpants movie a few years ago that was pretty solid.
Yeah. So it's basically the same animators. It's the same animators. I don't know if it's the same company.
Oh, I have seen ads for this. Like the guy like dies in an explosion with the dog and then they fuse or some shit.
I think so.
Yeah, I've seen this. Yeah.
I think so. How did you did not need that? There's a couple more in here that I can see that might be interesting. There's a new Tron movie coming out this year.
Quinn, tell us
about Tron.
Yeah.
Quinn, tell us about movies that you're interested in with the name of Sonic the Hedgehog 3 that you haven't seen, but you've spoiled yourself on without spoiling me because I haven't seen it. Tell me about why'd you do that to yourself?
Because yeah, you want me to just say what I said beforehand? Then I'm all about that. Yeah, I don't pay for fucking movies. I wait for them to come out.
Yeah.
And then I just watch them via other sources. That's where I'm leaving that. But in no way, shape, or form, it was a good movie. Lots of good reception on it. A lot of people said it was worth going out to the theater, but I am not spending $20 per person. I'm not doing that. I'm just not going to do that. And then the food there, no, I'm good. I will rather just wait, watch it at home, spoil the shit out of it so I know kind of like what I missed out on because everybody's talking about it. You know, everybody, even our grandmothers are talking about it right now. Get movie of the year. I
saw Wicked in theaters last year only because my girlfriend and mom really wanted to see it, like both of them.
Yeah.
Big Wizard of Oz.
Did you get one of those? Did you get one of those dolls then that had the porn site on the back?
No, but weirdly enough, my mom got a lot of like Wicked themed like things for Christmas just because she loves that movie so much.
It's wickedthemovie.com, not wicked.com.
Not wicked.com, children. There's no children here.
Yeah, there should be no children watching this stream. Children, if you're watching, line up for the firing squad.
Yeah, we get like taxed out the ass, Jeff.
Oh yeah.
No, movies are ridiculous in the States.
You go to watch a movie. It's $20 for a ticket, and then it's like $50 for a large popcorn and a small drink.
Realistically, like $8, but still,
yeah, it's still ridiculously priced.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, they're making a Silent Hill this year.
See, so I've been no guy that likes Silent Hill movies. Like, to be honest with you, I've liked them even though they had really no good fluidity to them.
I'll give it some good fluidity.
I'll give you some good fluidity.
Hey, yo.
Star Trek's getting more. Section 31.
Oh, boy. Star Trek.
Stars. Oh, Zootopia 2 comes out this year.
Oh, I love furries.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? I liked the first Zootopia.
I've never seen it.
It's pretty good. I liked it.
Is it?
There was have you seen the comic that's based around Zootopia? The one
no.
Okay. I'm not gonna go into super detail about it because it was a very, very controversial meme, but it was like, no, I'm not gonna get into it.
Okay, nope. That's an after show.
I think Quinn knows exactly what I'm
That's
talking
Patreon
about.
Plus members only, $100 a minute.
I mean, the only one that I've seen, it wasn't even a joke about Zootopia. It was just a joke about the design of their characters. It was like, how can we signify gender with the wolves? And it was a whole thing about them needing to, in every movie that included an anthropomorphic wolf. If it was a guy wolf, like the nose was just fucking gigantic and the eyes were beady and small. And then like it was like the female wolf looked more like a fox. How like the whole face was just scrunched in super hard. But that's as far as that went. As far as like memes that I've seen.
Yeah, there was Popeye the Slayer Man comes out this year. Popeye the Slayer Man.
Quinn, are you playing Tarkov right now, or are you playing some
Path of Exile?
Path of Exile.
No,
sorry.
why?
I hear your mouse go at 1,000,000 miles per second.
Is that what you're hearing? I didn't hear it.
You're not hearing that?
No.
I thought I heard his mouse going. Maybe I'm hearing shit.
Oh, you're going.
Maybe it's like me clearing my throat every 5 seconds.
I swear I'm hearing a mouse. Am I getting gaslit?
Yes.
What? No. No. Like I said, I've been online. You probably catching me typing because I'm trading stuff. But
that's probably what it is.
Oh, okay.
Horror comes out. The second
and
one
looking
comes
up
out this
more.
year.
I haven't seen the first horror. But maybe I
you're
will.
talking the Fazbear movie. Okay.
Yeah. I like how that's when the horror. That one comes out this year. I watched the first one. It wasn't terrible, but it's way like nowhere near the original story of what FNAF is. But I think that's okay for the series because of how much of a clusterfuck the entire thing is for FNAF. And it's like, I don't know. Do we really need another iteration of the FNAF story? Like there's the books, there's the games, there's now the movies. It's kind of all over the place, but I feel like 50 more. I feel like the first movie wasn't that bad. They had what's his name as the main character, and he's like he has a really hard time sleeping, and he has to take like these pills to knock him out. But then, like he's interacting with the kids that are in the animatronics, and it's weird. It's weird.
Hey, Agari.
Huh?
Speaking of which, have you played a FNAF game?
Yes.
How many have you played?
I've played up to 4.
Have you played 4 at all?
Yeah, I played 4 a little bit. It's fucking horrifying.
Damn. I was gonna say if you're into new games and you're into horror games, you should try 4. 4 is pretty fucking terrifying.
Fuck 4, dude. I hate 4.
dude, four is like, that's probably like the only one where like I get nervous playing that fucking game.
I will say that's probably like the best scary version of FNAF out there is 4.
Yeah, 100%.
And then like making
the
sure
Nightmare series is crazy.
Oh my god, fuck that. Oh.
Yeah, they make you turn the volume up. It's so crazy.
Yeah. I've never really been into playing the FNAF games. I have the first one on Steam and have 0 hours clocked into it. But I had a phase back like when they were first coming out where I would watch like Markiplier and other like YouTubers play the games. And then like last year randomly I had like a nostalgia trip where I did that again, and I watched like specifically Markiplier play the whole series. And like, I mean, the lore of the games is interesting to me, but mechanically those games look and seem like they would be frustrating for me. Especially the fourth one, because I think jump scares are cheap. I don't like them whatsoever. And it's not because I'm a pussy-ass bitch. It's because I value my sense of hearing, and having to turn up the volume and just to get ear blasted is, in my opinion, not good game design on a taking care of your viewer kind of level. It's very effective at making you very nervous, like you both mentioned. You know, it's good at that, but like I firmly dislike the idea of ruining my sense of hearing for this video game.
Yeah. It's like, it's more of a sense of like, if you want to get scared by a FNAF game, play 4.
Yeah.
But if you just want to play FNAF for the story, then, you know, play the FNAF games.
Yeah.
But
then go on YouTube
scared,
and look up the lore.
Yeah. If you want to get scared, play FNAF 4. That's pretty much that.
Watch Matt Pat.
There's one thing that I'm realizing of all these movies that are coming out these years is a lot of Disney public domain. Like Bambi, for fuck's sake, is getting a...
Well, it's not that Disney owns these things. It's that Disney itself is taking... Well, I mean, way back in the 90s, 80s, was taking existing properties, existing books, and making movies out of them. So, like... It was usually Disney, like either getting a license or in some cases buying the rights to these movies, but like, Bambi is obviously one of those.
Winnie the Pooh was one
Captain
of those. Bros.
I mean, obviously, like Tangled is a take on Rapunzel, which is a story old as dirt.
There's another one, Snow White and the Evil Queen.
Yeah. Like loads. Most Disney movies are not actually original concoctions. Some of them are, but a lot of them are usually based on like folklore in the case of like Moana, or just pre-existing novels that came out forever ago, like Tarzan.
I can't wait for the Tarzan horror game. The Smurfs. There's a new Smurf movie coming out.
I haven't heard about that.
Yeah,
Oops.
I mean, there goes the controller. Great. Yeah, I mean, otherwise, there's just Pinocchio. Yeah, Pinocchio Unstrung, a dark reimagining of Pinocchio. The unsettling tale explores the eerie nature of the iconic puppet, blurring lines between reality and fantasy. Like, just... At least, like, I'm noticing a lot of Disney names, is what I should say, for these movies. And there's a lot of, like, horror-themed aspects around these childhood, like, I guess not... I don't know, like films, movies, whatever, TV shows. It seems to be a lot based around just kind of, like, horrifying your childhood,
right?
And like just trying to make it seem
it's a cheap cash grab, because like, you know, ordinarily Disney would have been so like hand over fist up, like you can obviously get collaboration projects with them if you stay within their rules, but you know, horror is like the go-to, like what is this scary?
You know what? That reminds me. Before we move on to the grab bag, then I want to go into one more movie that I remember watching on Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving movie. Nightmare Before Christmas.
It was a horror movie. No.
Nightmare Before... Oh. No. Nightmare After Christmas.
Nightmare After Christmas, Nightmare Before, the Nightmare on Thanksgiving. But no, the movie that I remember watching on Thanksgiving with my family was a movie called Thanksgiving. And it was a movie.
This sounds like Tommy Wiseau, The Room level shit.
Oh my fucking God. Oh my God. Let me see if I can remember. Let me get the date of it because it was awful. And the budget of the movie was like $5,000. It was,
It's a weekend project. What can I say?
Okay, I'm sorry. Thanksgiving was a 2008 film that had a very, very, very ugly puppet turkey that would just kill people.
Okay.
And this is what it looks like. Like, I know you can't really see it.
Can you put that on the Discord so I can throw that on the stream? Yeah. Or just send me the link to that?
Yeah.
Either or.
It was...
Put it in resources.
Yeah, I'll put it in resources. It's an awful fucking movie.
You didn't like it?
Okay, like, it's awful to the point where, like, you watch it and you're like, oh no. And it'll say it in the picture there on the top left.
Warning,
there.
boobs in the first second.
Boobs in the first second. There's like, I'm not even kidding. The very first frame of the movie
is just a pair of titties.
It's just a pair of tits.
Why?
And it's like, it's a nun just running with her tits out. And she's like running away from this killer turkey. That's like a really bad puppet turkey. And the catchphrase is gobble gobble motherfucker.
That's amazing.
It's called, so in the picture, it says the cult classic is now on DVD. The ultimate low budget experience, a killer turkey comedy / horror flick.
Comedy horror, the term coined by people who don't want to admit that their project sucks ass.
I'm gonna go a little deep into one of the scenes here.
Okay.
I'm not. You know what? No, I'm not gonna go deep into it. I'm just gonna say it.
Do we need to have a watch party for this movie?
Yes. I watched it. You guys need to watch it.
I'm forcing all of you.
To be fair, we skimmed through it a lot just to see
more titties,
just to see how bad it got. And there were times where you're like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Okay.
There's one scene. Hold on, I'm looking through. It was a college project, by the way. I forgot to mention that. It was a college project.
Okay, well, that's more along. That's, I guess, reasonable at that point.
But I mean, it was just awful. There's one scene where I'm not even kidding. I don't even know if I want to say this. The turkey fucks somebody. No. And
that's awesome.
There's a full 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
You sold me. You sold me.
It was like, what the fuck am I watching? And guess what? They made 3 of these movies.
What do you mean?
There's 3 of these. We only watched the first one, but it's called Thanksgiving. There's Thanksgiving 1, 2, and 3. The second and the third one have a bigger budget, of course, but the first one is so low budget. It's just it's beautiful. It's so bad though.
I'm secondhand angry, and I haven't seen this movie.
I'll play the trailer for you after the stream just so that you can see it. But just to hold on, I'm on the IMDb page of it. A homicidal turkey axes off college students during Thanksgiving break. That's literally the storyline. Yeah. I just want to see what... I'm trying to remember the budget, because I can't remember the budget off the top of my head, but the idea...
IMDb.
Yeah, IMDb page is not showing that for me. It's so ridiculous. But it was just a really goofy movie. I thought I'd share that in the movies that we've watched.
That's amazing.
It's amazing. Oh, nah, the budget was even lower than I thought.
Okay.
It's $3,500.
$3,500. Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's great. It's got a 4.2 out of 10.
That is like college, like grant money right there. Like they got, that was just like one of their scholarships.
I will say as well, it is very dated. There's a lot of words in there that should not be said.
Okay.
So we should not watch this live if you get offended by that kind
Well,
of
I mean, they also show tits, so I don't think I can watch this on Twitch. Probably
That's
would
fair.
get shot in the head.
Here's the turkey.
Oh my god.
Here, I'll put that in resources.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, are we ready to move on to grab bag? We got something a little silly.
I think so.
Okay. Quinn, grab bag.
Oh, you're throwing me under the bus immediately.
Yeah. You wanna, we
Oh
got?
boy. Yeah. So the question of the day is, if you were just spontaneously, your bank account just went plus 1 million, what is probably the most useless thing you're going to buy?
Xenoblade Chronicles Special Edition.
Why am I not surprised?
Customized Xenoblade Switch.
Useless, huh? A useless item?
Well, that's very useful, so I can't even answer that. I have to take that back. The most useless thing I would buy is Everybody 1-2 Switch.
I can only provide a link to the image, but
Okay, that's fine. I'll just drag that image onto the stream.
yeah, I don't know if you can because I couldn't even say the image.
Yeah, you can't save
Yeah.
this image. That's
I don't have a
weird.
screen capture software on my laptop, so
I'll take a screenshot.
Okay.
Fuck you, IMDb. Kill me. It's not the full screenshot. There's a little bit of the screenshot that's cropped out, okay? So you can still own the rights to it, all right? But anyways, here you go. Look at this fucking guy.
The fucking turkey.
Yo, what?
And he talks like this the entire movie. He's like, "Fuck you." The entire movie, he's just like, I don't fucking care. I'll kill you. And it's sorry. Anyways,
Gobble, gobble, motherfucker.
Gobble, motherfucker.
What would I buy with $1 million?
That's useless.
That's useless. This is such a broad question. Quinn, what would you buy?
Probably like a gold urinal.
Okay, gold urinal.
Solid
It's
gold
useless to
urinal.
have. It's
What about
useless
a
to have the
golden
people that come in the
shower?
house.
At that point, just go for the golden shower.
How about I could probably pull out if it's like shitty gold. I could probably go for like a whole gold bathroom.
Well, what's the like fool's gold?
Yeah.
No,
Like,
just
what's that
like
stuff
coat
called?
everything in a thin layer of like gold foil.
Yeah, there you go. Just like
It's actually just aluminum foil, but he took a highlighter and like colored it in.
yellow. I just imagine like that gold flaky, like the flaky gold, and like you go to sit on the toilet, and then you get up, you just got gold flakes all over your ass. What would I get? I don't even know. That's a hard
Buy
question.
the rights to Ratchet and Clank.
It's not even worth $1 million, bro. It's basically up for grabs.
I use the rest to have a yacht.
You know what? I would use $1 million to reboot all 3 series of Thanksgiving.
Someone said 25K copies of Concord. I'll do you one better. 25K copies of Click.
You can have
I
a
would
whole
do
room
it.
of Click at that point.
I've told the story about the Click wall around here, right? I'm
Oh,
pretty sure. Yeah.
I would
Have you-
probably just buy a probably the fanciest Mississippi casino boat. Right?
The Mississippi casino boat. Man,
Have you seen those things? Those things are luxurious.
let me look at it.
They scream, "Come get drunk here."
I would buy like a bunch of like really, like, I don't know if useless is the right word, but I would buy a bunch of wacky instruments. Like I got my kazoo here. I got like my automaton, which is not useless, but like my train whistle. I got my slide whistle. Yeah, just like get like one of those spinny little things that like makes a lot of like yeah.
Oh, fuck those.
Yeah.
Here's
One of
here's my
those.
diamond and encrusted kazoo.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'd get one of those. I'd get like a keytar.
Guitar.
Yeah.
Cool.
Even though I already have a piano, so it's like, what's the fucking point?
You get to hold it.
Yeah. I get to give myself the gift of neck pain.
Yeah, there you go.
What else could I do?
I'd probably have somebody custom build me a guitar, a custom like electric guitar that uses instead of like the wood body for the guitar, it could use like a pallet, like a wooden pallet,
like a whole wooden pallet.
I want a guitar that like it's an acoustic guitar and it's like Kirby mouthful mode, and with the hole in the middle.
Have you guys seen? Well, I don't know. Quinn, do you know who Rob Scallon is, right?
Remind me.
He's like a guitarist guy on YouTube.
Probably then, yeah.
Did you ever see the video that he made of the guitar that was a barrel guitar? And
yes,
he's got the motor in it and it rotates, and so it would just like. It would just rotate and he would play the guitar at the same time.
It like makes a heavy oscillation noise.
Yeah.
And it runs like garbage and you can't actually hold a fret down. Otherwise your hands get cut.
Yeah. I would probably invest in a couple of those.
A couple of them. Just get a dual headed guitar with those.
Yeah, that's a good point. I got
to piss off every band member ever.
12-string guitar. Oh no, what is the one that the 50-string guitar that Jared Dines has?
Dude.
One of those big
absolutely unnecessary.
Absolutely unnecessary.
I want to get one of those I don't even know if there's a real instrument, but like I've seen them in like movies where like it's like an accordion. And then it also has like a foot pedal with like a bass drum on your back.
Oh yeah,
and
it's like an all-in-one.
Yeah, I can be like a 8-person band, and all I'm doing is just like walking down the road while playing this thing.
Everything is just I think those exist. I just don't know what they're called.
Yeah, I have no idea.
You know what? I know exactly what I would buy with $1 million. I would buy 25,000 didgeridoos.
Didgeridoos?
Do you know what a didgeridoo is?
Is that a jaw harp?
It's a didgeridoo. So a didgeridoo is a giant, I guess, like stick.
Australian.
It's an Australian.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds Australian.
Yeah, it's a really big. I guess stick is a really bad way of putting it. But it's just a hollowed out stick that you go like, ooh, and that's all you do. And it just
what constitutes a word to sounding Australian, Gabe?
Didgeridoo. It sounds Australian. I don't know. I've heard like a lot of Australian slang. It just sounds like an Australian word.
Yeah, no, didgeridoo is an Australian instrument.
Hell yeah.
But I think that pretty much does it for today. What do you think, Gabe? Cobb?
I usually don't think.
You don't?
I try not to because it hurts.
Yeah, I know.
A lot. Quinn, do you think?
For 2025.
Sonic 4 2025.
Sonic 4, the best game on the Xbox 360? Oh, I can't wait to watch your stream of that, buddy.
No. No.
No.
Dude.
All right.
Yeah, we're stopping there because I could go for another hour.
Quinn, where can people watch your non-existent stream of Sonic 4 and other good games and the like? Where are you at, buddy?
Hop on Twitch. You type in Quinn_is_trash and then enter. And then you could just spend the next like 20 minutes getting angry and unfollowing.
And then you report him to the authorities.
Don't fucking do. Okay, you can do that. Just not on Twitch. Don't do it on Twitch.
Just don't do it.
Yeah, he needs that. He needs that.
Yeah.
But you tell the police about him.
I really wish Bloodborne was real. True.
Yeah, Bloodborne was never real. I think we all dreamt that up. Yeah. Just like Hollow Knight 2.
Yeah.
Silk Song. You, sir, with the name and the person sitting across from me, not on the call.
Me?
Yes.
Yes. Correct use of you, by the way.
Yes. What can the people do if they want to watch you?
Oh my God. People want to watch me? Oh my God.
While you're sleeping.
Oh. Okay, fair enough. Sleeping stream tomorrow, by the way. You can find me at Agari_Uchu. That is AGARI_UCHU. I'm a little VTuber astronaut boy on the interwebs. I do VTuber stuff. I'm a little internet boy. Right now, we're starting Mass Effect up again next week. Well, this upcoming week. So we'll be doing that on stream.
Based.
You can find me as Agari Uchu pretty much anywhere. TikTok, YouTube. TikTok gets banned next week. So
oh yeah,
no more TikToks, but you can find me pretty much anywhere on social media.
Just use our sponsor of today's show, ExpressVPN.
Anyways, but you can find me pretty much anywhere.
We don't have any sponsors, by the way.
Puts the ass in astronaut.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You double? Are you like triple cheeked?
I'm like quadruple cheeked.
Oh my god.
But yeah, Agari Uchi, you can pretty much find me anywhere. I have social media everywhere. And then Gob, where can we find you? Because I don't know where to find you anymore.
All right. Well, first of all, open your goddamn eyes, motherfucker. Stop looking at me with your eyes closed.
No!
Stare at me! Please! First of all, viewer, if you're watching the stream live right now, you're already here. Welcome a fucking board. Twitch.tv/GabrielSurgeVA is where Pixel Pulse itself is hosted. Also on YouTube.com/@GamingOutletVideo is where you can find us. At some point, we're probably going to have our own Twitch channel for Gaming Out. I mean, we technically do, but we're using this to get the publicity about the show out first. But at some point, Pixel Pulse will migrate over to Gaming Outlet's Twitch channel, and then all the VODs will be saved separately. If you'd like to watch any previous episodes of Pixel Pulse, it is sort of a news show, as you may or may not have figured out. So some of the subjects may be a little dated, but you can still watch it and hear us ramble about bullshit. And you can do that at Gaming Outlet Video on YouTube. Otherwise, for me,
get caught up on the sign language lore, please.
Yeah, there's 8 other episodes to figure out what the fuck's going on with that and hit Video Game Concord. So just
everyone loves Concord.
Yeah, everyone
just know that.
Other than that, you can find me here other days of the week at GabrielSurgeVA. Currently, I stream the midnight shift, and by midnight I mean 1 a.m. Till like 4 a.m. But I will be soon switching back to my old schedule of like streaming at like 5 p.m. Because I don't like this schedule whatsoever.
Fair enough.
So eventually we're going back to that, and then Agari mentions he's doing the VTuber stuff. I may or may not be doing a similar thing with the name of VTubing, but you didn't hear that from me. No.
Hear what?
Nope, I heard it from Els.
Yeah, well, if you want to see the model, you can go to her stream, but that's beside the point. Other than that, yeah, I play video games.
You do?
Yeah, there's this game called Xenoblade X that's going to come out on March 20th. I'll be streaming that. And
Echo comes in the last minute. Every passing day, I miss Concord.
Every fucking day.
Every day.
But thank you for watching, everyone. We will be back in 2 weeks from now. Sorry we weren't here last week. There was the whole tragedy of Melvin's death that we had to deal with, but also I was sick, and Austin, your wife was sick, right? So,
yeah. Yep.
So it was just a bad time. Quinn, you were sick as well, right?
Oh, I was sick as fuck. I'm still so sick, bro.
I'm so sick, bro.
Dude's doing fucking triple backflip olive burgers. Like this dude is so fucking sick, dude. Oh yeah, did you guys hear that? Well, one more thing before we go. Did you hear that Ubisoft is going to sell 0 copies of Assassin's Creed, whatever their next game is, because they pushed the release date back to the same day as Xenoblade X, and everyone's going to buy Xenoblade X, not Assassin's Creed. No. So, yeah, it's going to be great.
Apparently, also, the release date that they have in mind is also the same exact date. I think it's like the anniversary of some like crazy Japanese subway murder that happened.
Oh,
okay. What is the theme of this Assassin's Creed again? Is this one Japan?
It's like feudal Japan.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Even better that they decided to do that one. I know very little about Assassin's Creed. I've only played the first game.
They had a quick release of like some of the mechanics and some of the video of the game, and it did not look that bad. But they've already kind of like dug their own hole with the bad press that happened because of it. So It looked pretty okay, but like the combat looks like shit. All of the sword fighting, like I compare it to like the most polished sword fighting games out there now. Like I'm seeing those and like it just looks like shit. So
well, that's that.
Anyways, thank you for watching Pixel Pulse, everyone. We will be back in 2 weeks, hopefully, assuming no one dies. If Melvin's dead,
it'll be my turn to die.
Yeah,
I'm the only one that's not sick.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Let me just. Okay. Other than that, you can find us here. Thanks for watching, everyone, and happy 2025. Let's hope this is a good year, full of so many good things and releases like Concord 2. That would be wonderful.
Yes.